Okay, but like people like
Guys,
Wait, I don't know if anybody's on yet though.
uh, well,
Huh?
we might as well get,
Yeah.
because I'm just gonna say it's a div, so.
okay, wait, is it the same link as last time? Just
Yeah.
66.
Should be
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, it is. That's how Twitch works.
Wait. Keeping it real.
What?
Keep it real. Alright. Wait, we launched, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
Alright, guys. We are here streaming week 2 of the Professional Rapid Online Chess League. You got the great host Al Goat and Lou, and your guest commentator Craig Goat Hilby, and it's me, Josh, giving an introduction, but I have to go, so probably just gonna dip out of here now. Alright, have fun.
Yeah, so my internet's a little spotty, so you might hear them cut out every once in a while just because AT&T is not a great company, unfortunately.
Okay, but by the way, Albert, like, the way it's showing up in the Twitch stream is pretty weird. Like, the boards, like the boards.
Yeah, I know. So the reason why it's really weird is because we're setting up 4 boards, and these are just the 4 locations the boards are going to show up. So right now it's going to look pretty weird, but once the game's going, it's going to look just like 4 boards on the board. And you can see the 4 distinct locations as well. Huh?
No, that's good. That
Yeah.
I said. So let's see. So our lineup today against the Chengdu Pandas is we have Dre as always on board 1. We have Sam Sevian again on board 2. And this time instead of Michael Brown on board 3, we're going to have John Bryant. John Daniel Bryant. He is actually the current Southern California state champion. And on board 4 again, we're going to have Tata. So, yeah.
Yeah, so awkward, isn't it? Because John and
By the way,
over
the game's just started. Game's just started.
Alright, I will change the screen to match the games.
Yeah, apparently I have echo.
Has Egrox oh wait, his game has started.
Yeah, it has started.
I'm looking for Samuel's game. Is Samuel's game on yet?
Is it? Let's see. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah.
No, it is. No, it is.
Alright, so we're playing against a really good team because they're Chinese. And they have 3 very good players and a very underrated young woman, Li Zhaoyang, who performed at like 2600 GM level last week, going 2.5 out of 4, all being 2100 rated. And they have the 2 strongest Chinese GMs, with the exception of the Ding Liren. And they have I Am Li Di, also a very strong player. So it will be an interesting match today because our extremely strong players are matched by theirs as well.
Okay, wait. For those of you on the Twitch stream right now, am I echoing?
I don't hear it. I think it's perfectly fine.
I didn't hear it either, but Josh says there is, and Keaton too.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Is there something?
To me, you're fine, but I'm not entirely sure why that is. Okay, young man, that language is not allowed in our chat. Okay, so it's possibly my internet, but Craig is cutting out every once in a while. Might be my internet, might be his internet. We'll just work around it. So right now, we have 3 rather boorish games, and an interesting idea in Drave's game against Li Zhaoyang, where he's trying to get control over the light squares rather early. Knight h6 with the idea of controlling the f5 square. It would be interesting to see. Never mind. I was gonna say interesting idea would have been g4, trying to restrict some space, but it hasn't come out yet. And,
so I think,
yeah.
so yeah, I guess one of the ideas of that is like simply the white bishop is this white squared bishop, and black, because like the black's light squared bishop doesn't really have a future anywhere. You could place it on d7, but it doesn't really do too much there. And maybe at some point you want to play e6 to like solidify the pawn structure. So Drave's idea behind knight h6 is to be able to play bishop at f5 without ruining his pawn structure, or at least to get the, I guess, the unopposed dark squared bishop for this, like after what happened in the game.
Yeah, so Drave's game in the bottom left, already he seems to be a lot better because his pieces are much better placed. He has the open G file, and it's a really good structure when like king safety is not really a big deal. And he has ideas of going e6 and trying to get his knight on e4 because that's the dream. But right now he's probably just going to like rook g8 and pressure the king side a little bit. The other games look pretty solid. I don't know what's happening in John Brandt's game against Wenger because I don't. It's kind of wild actually. Craig, what do you think is happening in John Brandt's game against Wenger?
So, let's see. I think John actually has the type of position that he likes to play, at the very least with white. I think like black definitely has an okay game and everything like that, but I mean, I guess something after. Although to be honest, like even if John might like his position, I kind of like black here. I think black's play is pretty easy. Just like, yeah, something like c5, maybe like a5, a4 eventually, and just starting to attack on the queen side.
Yeah,
and it's not so clear. Although I guess one thing that's problematic for black is it's not so clear where he's going to put his king. Because if he castles king side, he's probably just going to get slaughtered. And if he castles queen side, then that kind of renders the a5, a4 idea useless. But I suppose it is possible for black to just leave his king in the center.
Yeah.
Try to go all out right away.
Li Di's game is really weird because it seems kind of like a reverse Queen's Gambit declined. Where so usually what's going to happen here is that black trades off the bishop and either secures this c file and goes for a minority attack with b5. Well, that's kind of weird. He just gets
Okay,
the bishop.
so am I still echoing for like the people who say I'm echoing? Okay, so anyways, go on.
So he's giving away the bishop, which I find kind of odd, but I think it's fine because Li Di's light squared bishop is really weak right now because all of its diagonals are blocked by Sam's pawns. So Sam, his idea looks like a queenside attack, but I'm not really sure anymore.
Just the minority attack might make sense.
Going like
I guess
b8, b5, and b4.
For that reason, like it might make sense for white to play something like a4 and maybe even queen b3. I think it's like harder to achieve than a regular minority attack, but yeah.
I mean, okay, so it's a lot harder for white to find a plan right now because usually what he does is pressure the king side in these positions, but Sam's bishop c6 made it so that the king side is really hard to attack because of the pawn structure. Well, that's probably pretty smart. So it just looks like Li Di's trying to make his pieces a little bit better and look for a plan in the future because I don't think he has one right now.
Right. Okay, so I think one of the things we need to actually figure out though is, so Keaton's saying that in proportion to you, I'm just much louder, and like, I don't know if it's something with my mic or like the Skype call, but we should play around with that first because it's still the first round and we still have 3 rounds to go.
All right, yeah. I moved the speaker a little bit, so I'm a little bit closer. If that might help a little bit.
All right. Yep.
I don't know. It feels like it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Let's just get this fixed in the first round because it doesn't look like there's too much action going on the boards yet. Just the early phases.
So let's take a look at the time situations we all have. I think it's pretty early on, but so in Drave's game we're up quite a bit on time, at least for the first like 10 or so moves. In Tatev's game, I guess like yeah, we're all pretty close on time so far. It's not really a moment to like tell what's gonna happen based on time, because as we saw like last week, some players might take like 7 or even 8 minute things in like critical positions. Obviously, they can only do that once, but all right. So which game are you on right now? I guess let's see. What do you think of Tatev's game? Because you're pretty familiar with the King's Indian.
Yeah, I've played the King's Indian in the past, but on the white side, I don't really like this because Black just has like so many ideas on the King side. But I think it's good on Tatev to make this kind of a break really early before Black has even expanded anything, because his pieces look a little bit disorganized and out of the place, and Tatev already made a breakthrough. If Black takes on b4, I think his position is very questionable after Tatev takes either pawn, because all of his pieces are weak. All of his pawns are weak. But I don't see many great options for you right now, because I don't think he should have allowed something like c5 to happen.
Right. I think it's actually fun to note, or interesting to note, that this came from a Rui Lopez, not a King's Indian.
Yeah. Very King's Indian structure.
Yeah, I think as our past coach used to say, like, the Rui Lopez is kind of like the mother of all openings, because you can pretty much get any structure from one of the variations.
Yeah.
And so, I guess c5, is it an idea for... Yeah, I guess like one thing about Black's position is the knight on d8 doesn't really belong at all.
Yeah, I feel like the intention of the knight on d8 was to move to b7 and try to stop all threats on the side. But since he's a tempo too late, it seems really out of place, and it kind of blocks the rest of his pieces.
Yeah. Especially, I guess like in the future you might play f5 and move it to f7, but I think the important thing is right now you can't play f5 because I'll take on d6, let's say, and after cd6, knight c4, both of your pawns are hanging. And so, yeah, Black, Yu Yang Yi eventually took on b4.
But after like any capture, either one of the captures, this position looks really good for Tatev. After he goes like bishop d2, because all of the pawns are just gonna be hanging.
Right.
Queen d2. Probably getting the queen out is a little bit better.
Okay. Let's actually take a look at Drave's game against Li Zhao.
Okay, this already looks kind of losing for Li Zhao.
Right. So
looks like g3 is probably forced, because I don't know. It's g3 or knight h4, and I don't know how great of a move knight h4 is gonna be. Come on.
What?
No, never mind. It's just my friend.
Play knight h4.
Yeah. So it's. The idea is like if Black has two options here, he has queen g5 and queen f6. Queen f6 looks a little bit more solid. Queen 5 looks like it's gets refuted by knight f3. So.
Right.
And now it looks like Lee's best option is just to move his knight back to f3, or her knight back to f3, because everything else looks kind of bad.
Yeah, because I guess like if you move the d knight to f3, everything's just stuck, and I think even like bishop g5 might win on this spot.
Actually, queen h5, rook g5, and just moving the queen back to f3 looks kind of interesting.
Huh. Although I guess that's kind of unnecessary. Although like if you move queen h5, bishop takes d2.
Oh yeah, that is also an option.
Yeah. So I think. Yeah, knight h3 might be forced, because knight df3, bishop g5 I think might just be resigned.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and she's also like, she has half Drev's time. I think Drev has this in the bag. He has an excellent position, lots of pressure, a lot of time.
Right.
It looks over.
Yeah, not to mention, if the knight goes back to f3, we can just castle queenside calmly and play like rook g6, rook dg8. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just play it and eventually mate.
Just double the rooks and it's gonna be good. Well, in Tatev's game, it looks like she fell for a trap because she went knight c4 as a double attack on b6 and d6, and then you went b5 because it looks like after knight d6, knight takes d6, queen e7 traps the knight. So
Right.
Tatev was forced to go back to e3 and she lost 2 tempi, which is crucial in these kinds of positions because it's a battle of tempi, a queenside attack against a kingside attack. So she seems to have lost her edge in this position.
Yeah, she's at least lost the throne pretty badly.
Yeah.
I guess, like, alright. I'm actually wondering, after knight c4 b5, why she didn't go knight b6 and get the light square.
What happens after queen e7?
No, knight b6.
Oh, knight b6. Yeah, I think you're actually right. That seems like a really good idea because in these positions you always want to get rid of the light squared bishop. It's the strongest piece in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's move on again to Sam's game. Against D. Lee. So from last time,
Yeah, so now he has a lot of pressure against the knight. So I think Dealey is deciding whether or not to go probably f4.
yeah, it's probably either f4 or bishop f4.
Yeah.
The bishop f4 looks a bit, I guess, I don't know.
It
It's
could either
like
be really good or really bad. I don't know.
It's pretty artificial, yeah. I think, yeah, I guess last move, knight e5. I guess knight d7 is definitely a good move, but you had, I guess Sam had to, calculate some captures on f7 and g6, although they, at least pretty clearly to me, they don't work at all.
Yeah. Because knight f8 is always a possibility, and that just kind of holds everything.
Right. And so Dealey played f4. I think eventually his idea might have to be like, I don't know if g4 and f5.
Maybe h4, h5.
Bishops. Right. So the thing. Sorry, you go.
I think h4, h5 in white for white in Lidi's game is also really dangerous because if he gets his queen on h5, the h7 and the f7 squares are both really vulnerable, and I feel like that could cause Sam a lot of trouble in this position.
That is true. That is true. So what Sam did, he went back knight f6 after f4. So I guess now if you wanted to go h4, h5, you'd have to go h4, g4, h5.
Yeah, which is not as strong.
It's not as strong, but I think Sam's problem is he has to find counterplays.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's so easy right now.
Because the queenside attack is super slow, because you need to waste another turn on a6, then b5, then b4. Even then, a6 pawn is hanging, and it's really questionable. And on the king side, he doesn't really have much, because D. has a lot of space, and can kick out most of his knights with a lot of pawn moves.
Right, so I was thinking maybe at some point Sam has to do something like extremely active, because a6, b5, b4 definitely isn't the way to go. You're just going to get crushed somehow. So maybe at some point, I'm trying to get knight e4 to work. Maybe after white plays g4, at some point you want to open it up with knight e4 possibly. And try to sack the pawn, bishop e4, f e4, queen e4. I mean, maybe even g5. It's not, I don't know. I honestly, intuitively, I just want to sack a pawn somehow to open the position, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
So a6, I don't know. It just seems a bit slow to me.
Yeah, maybe Sam's kind of fearless in this position, and he's bring h4, h5 on. I don't think it does very much. I think it does do a lot. So
even if white played g5 here, with the idea knight h5, let's say even knight g6 possible. No. Yeah, I guess f4 is too weak for that. That's interesting. But yeah, he is fearless right now, which I guess is good. or bad.
Yeah, do you
No
think
one
can also just go a4 and just prevent everything on the queen side from happening?
I guess like I'd probably wait to play a4 after Sam's played b5. Even.
I mean, yeah, that's also true. Because
But
do you
yeah,
have to attack on the king side, on the queen side as well? Because he also has. Yeah, this is not looking great for Sam. Not a lot of space, not a lot of plans.
Well, let's move on to John's game, where a lot has actually happened.
Alright, do you want to talk about it?
Alright, so since the last position, I guess what has happened is Black has Wang Yu actually did decide to castle queenside, giving up his queenside attack mostly, or at the very least he's gonna have to attack with the pieces. And so it's interesting. So on move 21, back 2 moves.
Alright.
That
might be a
going
little
back
difficult for me. So.
Or we can.
Yeah, that might be a little difficult. Because.
Well, anyways, John had a light squared bishop on g2, Wang Yu had a knight on d5, and John decided to take on d5. I guess possibly because he was scared of like knight db4 or something. But I guess like he also gained I'm not really sure about this decision though. Like he gave up his light squared bishop for a knight, took on d5, played knight f4. I guess it gains a tempo for you to play g6 and try to break through on the king side somewhere, but I think this is the type of position that looks visually good for white, but it probably isn't as good as it like looks at first sight.
Yeah.
So I bet white's still better somehow. Like I guess Wang Yu's gonna have to take on g6 somehow probably. And after we capture hg6, hg6, the knight has the h5 square, which is actually really nice. And like bishop f4 is in the air, stuff like that. And I think John's doing pretty well, except for his time. He has 4 minutes to Wang Yu's 8:15.
Yeah.
Which is a problem.
He's got to be more confident about his moves.
Right. Alright, let's go back to
Dreyev's game. He seems to have lost a little bit of ground. I mean, he still has a lot of positional advantages in this position, which is generally how Dreyev plays, in that Zhao Yang's pawn structure is kind of awful because his queenside can't really move anywhere because it's just full of blockades. And after Dreyev goes something like, or if Dreyev decides to push f4, the king side is going to be pretty awful because there's going to be an isolated pawn on e5 and that kind of stuff. And after Dreyev goes e6, he kind of has like a lockdown control position, but he doesn't have the same type of aggressive options as he had in the past.
Right. So I think Dreyev might go like queen b6 here.
Yeah, that's
try
what I
to
was thinking.
play 6 next move. I guess.
I think even taking on b5 is not very dangerous because I think he wants to go f4, but I think taking on b4 is just too big of a threat, and she might have to go a4. In which in which Dreyev can play f4 and just kind of have a pretty solid positional hold over this position.
Yeah.
If he decides to do that, yeah.
Like all of White's pawns are like weak. His position's pretty full of weak. Her position's full of weaknesses. So queen d4 happens.
What happens after queen take? Oh, a7's hanging, which is pretty bad.
I guess. Well, like anything here is, I think, fairly good for Dreyev. Although I'd probably play maybe knight c4. I don't know.
The endgame is also really good for Dreyev because of pawn structure. His pawn structure is a lot better because of the weak c3 and b5 pawns. But it's just going to be a long grind, and Zhao Yang only has 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, so that's going to be kind of rough. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Also, so King says like one of the problems is he's hearing like Skype messages keep coming in, so if you would like mute that somehow. I think is it yours? Yeah, it's exactly mine.
Okay. So that's just one thing. And then, so, let me take a look at Totev's game real fast. Oof. Alright, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. All right. Fixed it.
Okay, so in Tatev's game, yeah, it's actually interesting how like Yu Yang Yi willingly gives up his light squared bishop on f5 for the knight, because usually in King's Indian, right, you know that like light squared bishop is one of the most important pieces, because I guess in a structure where you have like the pawn chain going down and black plays g3, and if white responds with h3, you want to take on h3 usually.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like what Yu Yang Yi realized is that that doesn't really apply to this position, because Tatev never ended up playing f3 and like trying to stop g4, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means that Yu Yang Yi's focus turned to playing, I guess, like maybe g3 or like maybe f. So he ended up playing f3 instead, and trying to actually make white on the light squares. I think that's kind of funny because like white's the one with the light squared bishop and black isn't. But like regardless, I think it's pretty hard to deal with like knight g5 threats, knight g5, knight h3, let's say. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the king side is just kind of airy right
Yeah,
now.
knight h3, knight g5, knight h3 also has a really dangerous threat of just going knight takes f2, because h2 is also hanging too. And the bishop on h6
Yeah.
controls a lot of squares. Also, f5 is going to fall soon if he decides to go knight h6. But I think he decided not to, because otherwise he's just going last turn. So I think that the threat is knight g5. Well, this is...
So yeah, it's not just plays h4.
It's really interesting actually, because if Yu Yang en passant, then f3 is hanging, and the endgame evaluation is probably pretty good for Tatev.
Right. So, I guess usually from experiences playing like white against a Sicilian, when this type of stuff happens, white usually has to like sack a piece on h5. In this case, black will want to sack a piece on h4 to open up the position. And the clearest way I see to do that is like maybe protect d6 first, then play knight h6, knight f5, and knight h4. Although I'm trying to see like maybe that's too slow, maybe it's okay. But I think either way, h4 was a good decision by Tatev, like a good move, at least stopping the attack for now.
Yeah. What do you think about John Bryan's game right now? Because I think
So
that
John's, oh god,
this is really weird, actually.
that's pretty scary. 4 seconds. But let's see, he's done a pawn. That's not good.
Queen h4 is a really nice move.
Although, and
Because Queen h4 protects e1, and it attacks d4.
funny thing is that like white's
So Craig's cutting out a little bit, probably my internet. My internet's not great, as I said before. But white has some ideas of attacking the weak f5 pawn. But the problem is that once black gets his rook to the second rank, c2 is going to be really vulnerable, and he just might have a lot of problems with that. So Wenger protects the pawn and protects the long diagonal. And it seems John's playing a little passive now, so it doesn't look great because he has 50 seconds to defend a relatively hard endgame to defend, and Wenger just has all the time in the world to just push.
yeah, I think one of the things I was gonna say. Oh, wait, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay, now I'm good. Is that like it's kind of funny how White's king is actually, or at least like a few moves ago, it was harder to tell, but like White's king is actually more in danger than Black's king because it just like doesn't have an escape from the back range. Like b3 doesn't really help because after a4 there's always like a3 made at the end and stuff. So like John also has to watch out for his king, like with all sorts of rookie one combos and stuff like.
Yeah.
But right now he seems to be getting like more of a hang of the position.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of a fortress now.
I guess like rook f1 now, although that doesn't really threaten anything.
Probably.
Possibly rook e1, like trade off a pair of rooks, because you don't want both rooks. I don't think it might be better to just like get one off. Although rook e1 might fail to rook e1, queen e1, rook e5, and then followed by queen e7. But
Yeah, it looks like John Brown's starting to play moves that look reasonable because he's running out of time. Yeah, it didn't turn out to be too great because he can't move his queen to c1 anymore. But he just has to move his rook out of the way now, and c2 is going to be really dangerous, and this looks kind of bad. Oh my god.
yeah, I want to mention though that like John is extremely good in time pressure. Like at the recent North American Open, he had like 8 seconds to make 12 moves, and he decided to make a perfectly sound piece sack that took me like 10 minutes to just evaluate that I was losing.
Yeah.
And it was like perfectly played out, and he ended up beating me. So
Yeah, he's a very good fast player. So he just looks like he's complicating the position up a little bit because
yeah,
it looks a little bit like desperation, but
it is desperation for sure.
Wenger has 4 minutes to solve it. We'll see what he does. D. Lee's position has advanced a lot, where Sam has his queenside attack, but D. Lee has pushed h5, and now he's thinking about either g5 or h5. Both takes h5, both are good options. After he takes, I don't know what Sam's plan is from now on, and they're both on relatively low time, which is always like a really big problem because this is an extremely complicated mid game, and they have 1 and 2 minutes respectively. So Sam's got a lot of problems to solve on the king side because of threats like h6, and he has to look for a plan. And D. Lee's plan seems pretty straightforward, so I'm not entirely sure why it was taking so much time.
Yeah, I think one of the things about attacking in time pressure is a lot of people sometimes get scared and they'll look for options to bail out into equal endgames or something.
Yeah.
And Sam's a very like principled player. I guess he'll play into the main line and make you prove that your attack is actually worth something. So like if he keeps playing like into the main line, keeps like counterattacking White's queen's line, and like possibly I think like D. Lee's a good enough player to not like get scared and just go into defensive mode, but it's definitely hard to play an attack.
Yeah.
I mean, both sides, and I think that just opens up this game, like in terms of results. All
Right.
3 results are.
It looks
so
like
off.
Yi Yangyi's game is over. Rook's gone.
Um,
We'll
yeah.
review that after all the games are done, but looks like some simple tactics with the bishop. Cause the rook to disappear. Tatev states that she blundered a full piece, which is very possible because it was a rapid conclusion to like what was a complicated middle game. Dreyev's game is interesting that he's up a pawn and he has to convert it. He's running out of time, but Zhao Yang only has 26 seconds left. John Bryant's game is similar in that he's kind of screwed actually. Oh my god. So yeah, b4 and then rook takes a2, rook b2, and that's just kind of brutal. And the game
probably
is over.
screwed your.
Yeah.
That's pretty. A3 is met by b3.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah, this game looks over.
So okay, we're hoping for
We're hoping
Seven to do well against D. Lee, and then hopefully we can even the match.
Oh my god, Li Zhaoyang. Pretending to sack a piece because she has perpetual if... Wait, does she have perpetual if she takes the piece? No way. No, I think you can just take the piece. Yeah. And then queen d8, king a7, queen check, b6, and you're... Yeah, it's over.
I think what she missed.
Alright, so we're 1-1 right now.
Yep.
This is very suspicious what John Bryan's doing.
So yeah, obviously we're hoping that. Whoa, okay, what's happening?
No, this is over.
This is like study kind of. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Sevian's game is still massively complicated, but Dealey only has 18 seconds, so this is looking pretty good for us.
And he offered to trade all rooks too,
Yeah.
which lessens the attack by a lot.
Sam wants the B file though.
Yeah, I think Sevian's definitely playing for a win, although
Sam always plays for
like-
a win. That's one of his that's one of his great qualities.
yeah, in a practical game, no, yeah, Black's definitely better now actually.
Yeah, he's outplaying him. Once he gets a knight on E4, it's just like constriction basically.
Yeah, Sam's very good at outplaying people from
Yeah.
like types of D4, D5 like closed positions.
Mm-hmm. Defended through the whole like difficult mid game, got an end game. Has a strong E4 square. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. Maybe he's thinking about like the possibility of C4 in response.
Yeah.
Queen A8 is a very strong throw right now. I know.
Yeah, so Sevian has stooped down to the same time level. I
Yeah,
guess.
so now it's just a blitz off. Seven has a better pawn structure though, which is makes it easier for him to play because he's never really going to drop a pawn because that's impossible.
Ooh, bishop h6 is strong. I like that.
You just take the pawn. Yeah.
Take it, yeah. Yeah. And you can't even push c4 because d4 is just hanging in like every way.
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright,
Okay,
this is-
so Sam's just
looking
gonna
very
press forever, and I think he's got it.
Yeah.
I think bishop c1, bishop b2 looks pretty convincing to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And c4, what, like takes, and then like bishop e3 at some point, like maybe knight b5. I like that more.
Yeah, that's nice.
Probably because it's a better move.
Ooh,
Oof.
another free pawn.
Right, well, that's actually really clever. Knight b6, and then like bishop f3 maybe. I don't know. You still have to work for it, I think, but
Yeah,
it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean they're both at like 10.
Jeez.
They're at under 10 seconds. So. Oh wait, what the?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, you went on.
That was a very suspicious move. I didn't.
Why?
Why?
I think so. Yeah, it's probably suspicious, but
He just
whatever.
takes it. Yeah. Well.
But I guess like
Kind of
takes
fortunate
on.
for us.
Yeah, takes on d5 at the very least is a draw, but okay. Is it or bishop f4 too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lol. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Anyways, he won on time, so that's good. We ended this round 2-2,
Mm-hmm.
even though but it looked like we weren't doing that well in a lot of the games. But you know,
Yeah, we can look at some of the games.
I guess it was kind of even, and we were just like, maybe I'm just like worried more than I should be. But yeah, first round ends 2-2, and let's see. So the next round, like the way it works is we start off with like board 4 playing board 1, board 3 playing their board 2, and like etc. So I think what happens in the next round is that board 4 plays board 2. I think. Is it like?
I don't think it's that important. Just know like as matches go on, the matches get more and more close. So we're gonna see a lot of varied results. 2-2 is like what usually happens. Our board 1 and board 2 won, and our board 3 and board 4 lost, which is expected. But our board 3 and board 4 are very strong, so they'll have a strong showing in the future. So we can look at what happened in the end of each one of their games. In the end of Drave's game, I mean, so they traded knights, or we saw this position, queen d4, and then Drave decided to trade knights but not queens, just took the free pawn. Because if there's no minor pieces in this position, then there is pretty much absolutely no threat of king safety, because it's just a bunch of pieces moving in a straight line trying to bash each other down, which doesn't really help. So he just tries to convert this position down, and just plays on and on and on, and then eventually he gets the files,
Well,
Okay.
same.
I'm getting brutalized right now. 1 second. Yeah, and then he just plays on, and then he manages to get a mating threat, and there's like just no fence, so just good. He just outplayed her, but like to be fair, she had very little time, so it was really difficult for her to play and hold that position. So we can also look at the end of Tatev's game because we also missed that. So we saw up to this position where Tatev played an interesting move h4, and then Yang responded with g4, which is also e4, which is most likely tactically sound because the long diagonal opens up and the a1 rook hangs, and also e5 is a really strong spot for any of his minor pieces. So take everything.
Right.
F5.
And although, like, even there, like, it just seems like Tatev should be fine because like Black's lost a lot. Although you're down a full exchange, it's a bit sketch. But yeah, Tatev's probably lost, but there's definitely like a lot of practical chances with the two bishops and the long diagonal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what happened is Tatev ended up just hanging a piece.
Yeah, see, they're both pretty low in time here. And the piece is gone. So she accidentally just moves her queen out of the way and then just drops a piece. That's a little unfortunate. We probably could have might have gotten a little something better from that game, but it happens to everyone. Even in normal games. Especially when you have less than a minute on the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, our team always takes time to build up. And we do better in the eventual round, so 2-2 on the first match is a really good sign for us, and I'm just going to call it here, we're most likely going to win this match, so.
Yeah, so.
We can also look at, we can look at the end of Sam's game. Or we can look at the middle game because the middle game is kind of instructive in like king side versus queen side in these kinds of positions.
Mm-hmm.
Where the problem with the king side attack is that it opens up white's king as well, and a queen side attack for black can lead to an attack on the white king as well because the white king is in a very suspicious position. But it looks like the next round has started, so we're going to go back to analyzing all 4 games at the same time.
Yes.
So.
Huh. So Sam has played e4, e5, bishop c4 because lately probably the Petrov e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6 has become annoyingly popular. And even though it's a trash opening, a lot of people are playing it, and white just wants to avoid it. So e4, e5, bishop c4. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Petrov,
We have
no.
Dreyev against D. Lee. Savian against Li Zhao Yang. We have John Bryan against Yu Yang Yi. Yu Yang Yi just refused or declined to go into a Benoni.
Mm-hmm.
And is instead going to get like a hedgehog type position.
Mm-hmm.
Just John's going to get a hedgehog type position with black. And we have Wang Yu versus Tatev. Wang Yu made his first.
In the bathroom.
Then, yeah.
The bathroom warrior.
Then split. Made his first move, then split.
Yep.
Oh, that's a London.
Aw, come on.
You've had many a game in the London.
Yep. I remember those days. I mean, I just couldn't play e4 against you. e5's too good.
Yeah.
I had to find something new.
Well, same here, too. Our last game was the London. Or actually, our last 2 games were Londons.
Yeah. We have too many draws.
Okay, let's actually look at Dreyev's game against Dealey.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like these positions for white are extremely comfortable. Like it's just a Catalan where I guess like b6, right? You're trying to develop your like squared bishop. I get it, but like the goal of the Catalan is to weaken the long diagonal, and you're kind of just doing that for me in a way. I always like it when black plays b6, although it is standard to be fair. It's like bishop a6 might be the standard move for black now. Either that or like knight b7.
Yeah, I mean, black always plays for some kind of a break with like knight b7. Bishop eventually ends up on a6 or b7, and then rook c8, and then c5 will always look a little questionable here because white has access to the long diagonal, but he's looking for some play on the queen side in general.
Right. So I think Drave might play knight e5 here. Yeah, knight e5. And then it might be met by like knight h5 or something.
Yeah.
I think knight h5 is a pretty standard move.
Yeah.
And black's going to try to untangle by playing something like queen c8 and knight bd7 to get his knight out without hanging c6. And I guess...
Looks like there are queen a4 ideas as well, trying to put more pressure on c6.
Yeah, I guess that's an idea too. I don't think it's very... yeah, I suppose so. I haven't really seen that idea that much, but maybe it like looks good right now.
I don't know. When I was playing Hans back in the cadets tournament, he pulled this knight e5, queen a4 stuff, and my entire queen side is frozen. So I've always been a little wary of that.
I think queen a4 b5 might be a problem though.
Queen a4 b5.
Or okay, I think like knight fd7's pretty good, solid move.
Yeah, no risks. Classic.
So the thing to calculate is, I guess, okay, first of all, the typical theme here is cd5 followed by e4. I almost got smashed when Zirabuk played that against me at the US Open.
Mm-hmm.
But I think another one of the main things to calculate is if actually c5, you can just take on d5 next move.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't see yet why not. It's like cd5, let's assume. I mean, like, or yeah, you might play knight e5 actually, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, we've solved it. Yeah, because I think like if you go cd5 or ed5, then like knight d5 probably works right away.
Okay, looks like Sam straight up has like a dream position. I don't know what Li Xiaoyang is doing.
Against Li Xiaoyang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is just...
yeah, it's not great for Li Xiaoyang because the idea is always going to be like bishop g5 into like knight e3, knight f5, attacking the king side. And Li Xiaoyang just, her pieces aren't placed well to defend something like that.
Yeah, I think white just has so many good moves, it's easy to get confused. Like you can play knight d6 and play with two bishops versus two knights.
Yeah.
You play like knight e3, knight f5. It's like, after you have like ideas of a4 in the air too.
Yeah.
It's like, as the late Matthew Shubin once said, I had so many wins, I got confused.
Yeah, this is...
Let's look at John's game. We haven't looked at John's over top tips. And their positions are actually kind of similar.
Yeah.
Let's look at John's game. Yes. So yeah, it did turn out to be kind of a
hedgehog, yeah.
Hedgehog. So knight c6, a3, queen b6. Huh. Right, well, I think bishop e3, I don't especially like black's hedgehog here because the knight in the hedgehog belongs on d7. Ooh, bishop d7, that's pretty whack.
Yeah.
I'm sure why. I think you have to go like knight e5 now to avoid, because knight d5 is oh, okay, you're just gonna let knight d5 happen.
Yeah, this is looking a little dangerous.
I guess like knight d5, it's...
I mean, e4 is also hanging, so...
e4 is hanging, so that might be like...
It might not work yet.
Like, I guess, no, I think this might be fine actually, because if... Or, no, it's probably not fine. John's idea is he wants to go queen b8, and like, maybe play like, without having to play b6 or a6 maybe, like maybe he'll play b6 like soon, but the problem is that the bishop on d7 isn't really doing too much. I guess it like kind of gets in the way, and he'll have to eventually settle for a setup with rook f d8 and bishop e8. Although looking at it now, that might not be too bad. Maybe something like queen b8 right now, or okay, rook f8. Like, are you just not afraid of knight d5? I don't get it. Like that just works, does it not? Like, okay, whatever.
I think maybe he just doesn't see it as a threat.
What?
He just doesn't see it. Ooh, let's look at Drev's game. So Drev decided to take on d5. He's no fear. Takes.
So, yeah, that's
Slightly
interesting.
takes. And then take on e5.
Take d5. I hope he didn't block. You know, I have to get like scared.
Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, wait.
Wait, what is wrong with just taking on d5? I don't get it.
Well, now he's down
Did you-
2 full pieces. But he's gonna get...
knight d7, of course. I'm just missing stuff.
Yeah, that just
That's
looks like a full rook. So he's gonna get a rook and 3 pawns for... Or a rook and... Yeah, 3 pawns for a piece. Which is pretty good.
Yeah, you know it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like rook e1, e4. Like the pawns are just gonna start rolling. You have 2 pass pawns in this center. I think that like speaks volumes.
Yeah. Our Russian Grandmaster's doing pretty well right now.
Yes. Alright, we haven't looked at Tatev's game yet.
Yeah, it just looks like kind of uncomfortable position to play, honestly. Because she has very little space and not that many ideas. A5 is threatening to get a weakness on A6.
Yeah, she just turned London into a hedgehog somehow with black.
Yeah.
And she has the worst end of it, I think.
Yeah.
A5 is pretty typical. You want to meet BA5 with knight b3 and knight a5, which is just putting pressure, like max pressure on black's position.
Yeah.
You'll probably want to do it anyways after ab6. You'll just want to go knight b3 and stick the knight on a5
Mm-hmm.
and play against the weaknesses on black's queen side.
Yeah.
Like meanwhile, you'll notice it's kind of hard for Tatev to find a plan. Like you'll want to play e5 at some point, but that's kind of hard right now because ab6 like takes away defenders, and there's also like c5 in the air to try to tear apart your structure if you play e5.
Yeah.
And I don't think it concretely works right now because of like ab6, queen b6, and possibly c5.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to Li Jiayang's game. After knight e3, Li Jiayang decided to go g6, and then Sevian took his knight back so that he can play bishop g5, which is an extremely dangerous threat. And then the knight has like no good squares right now. Yeah, e8 seemed kind of forced because d7 there's a double attack on the d file and h5 is just bad. So he's kind of relegating his knight to g7. She might have an idea to play knight g7, knight e6, with some ideas on f4.
Right. I think, okay, now might be a good time for Sevian to do something on the queen side maybe, like b4 c5 is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I was thinking like you want to restrict black's knights somehow, maybe like, I guess like a4 is met by b4. So a4, so a4 you can't play b4 because with bishop h6, knight d7, queen d3 double attack.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I really like a4. And knight c5 is met by possibly b4. I guess possibly ab5 verse 2. Whatever. He played knight c7. And so it's gonna happen just like ab5 and like the bishop's gonna go to b3. I think it's a nice position to play. Like also it's like the d5 square is something you can try to take control over.
Yeah.
The future. So yeah, that's looking pretty pleasant for white, along with Drev's game against Lee.
Yeah.
So we are looking to score some points in our hedgehogs here, which I don't understand why John would play a6 here. Like the knights might go to b5, but I don't see why that's a problem. You know? Did white play knight b5 in the back? No, he didn't even do that. I'm honestly kind of confused. Like, I would have gone for bishop e8 and like try to go d5 at some point, because really in the hedgehog you have 3 main breaks. Like usually it's d5 and b5, And honestly, like e5 is one of the main ones too. And like I was surprised analyzing a few of my games how often e5 is the correct break. Just trying to like you're like d6 becomes a weakness, but so does c4 and e4.
Mhm.
A lot of times it's counterintuitive, but it's pretty good. And I think if you're not that familiar with the hedgehog is black, you'll hesitate, I guess, to play these breaks at the right moment, or at least you'll spend a lot of time trying to like figure them out. And by the way, I think something like knight d4 followed by e5 might be good right now.
That does make sense.
Like you're just trying to pressure the pawns, really. Just pressure e4, like knight d4 followed by e5, followed by bishop c6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think d5 is as good in this position because just e5.
Yeah, I think
Right.
e5 with ideas of b5 eventually to open up the c file is also a good idea. Yeah.
But okay, I think knight d4 is the place to start right now. And at the very least, like bishop d4, bishop c6 is like, yeah, like honestly, I don't think John knows what he's doing.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, queen a8.
I think he has ideas of going like b6. Well, not necessarily b6, that's really weak, but maybe taking on d4 and then playing b5.
Right,
With
but, like-
ideas on e4. But,
Yeah, but like even after that, if like let's say white plays b3 or something here, and then wants to play bishop f3 next, it's like the queen on a8. Like if you ever move the b pawn after bishop f3, there's just e5 is always going to be a threat.
yeah.
Queen just on the a8 here.
Like what black really wants is get the knight on d7, bishop on b7, and it's like a much better structure, but
Yeah.
if he can't have that, I mean, he has to find some kind of a break to play after, and he seems to have given up on e5 by moving it to a8, so I don't know what he's playing for anymore.
Yeah, there isn't really a break that works for him here. I guess he's definitely calculating b5 right now, but bishop f3. So yeah, okay. I think he's played b5, which is good. I guess it might not be objectively good, but you have to play something to try to open up the position and get counterplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess right now I don't see anything that concretely refutes it, so that's pretty good. Alright, let's move on to Totev's game.
Yeah, what was the point of bishop c2? What do you think is the point of bishop c2?
Ooh, let me look at the position. So a5 to queen a4. Huh, queen a4, that's interesting. e5 and bishop c2. You know, I'm no expert, but maybe he wanted to avoid e4.
Ah, that is genius. I wasn't paying attention.
But yeah, I think
Wait, what if she's still... Oh, e4 probably just knight g4
You just
and pawn
moved the knight,
drops.
so-
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like the King's Indian, right? Where if you play the King's Indian setup against the London, you want to keep the pawn on e5. You don't really want to push e4 because you're just opening back up the London bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and like c5 and everything becomes stronger.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit hard for Totev to play because like when a5's coming and stuff. I mean, you would like to play knight b8, knight c6, but unfortunately, like e5 is a problem. Maybe that's her idea with ed4. Like, she wants to play knight b8 or like knight e5. Probably is a better version. Knight e5 right now. Yeah, like okay, knight b8 just hangs your e8. Anyways, or knight c5. Knight c5.
I was
I
trying
don't
to
really see.
force queen takes a5. Oh, it doesn't even work. It drops the rook on e1. Yeah, we keep dropping pieces today.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess maybe this is pretty good too. Like, knight c5 is probably better than what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is a4 ever an idea?
It's like,
Huh?
so yeah, queen b6. I like it. You'll also open up ideas of d5 now. I really like Potev's position actually.
Yeah, I think
she's
starting
like,
to outplay him. Because the London bishop's starting to like get kind of irrelevant. So.
right. And you can't take a5 right now because
Yeah,
queen
'cause
b2
Mhm.
does I think. Although, like, maybe knight 2 f3. No, like, you can't play it right now.
Yeah.
And it's like d5 is possible in the future. Just like get rid of that backward pawn and to like try to expose the queen on a3, and maybe even like knight e4 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just all stuff that Wenger has to consider when he makes it.
Looks like the
All right.
FX worked for her. Let's look at John's position. So, you decided not to take the pawn and decided to throw in e5 instead by going bishop f3, with the idea of taking a pawn in the future, possibly.
Yes. You take rook a1 first and then bishop f3. So I think. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad. I think rook a1 was a pretty good move because the tactical point is that you.
Oh, this is interesting. We're gonna have to calculate e5.
So, but okay, like it comes very close to not working. But e5, knight d5, rook a7, queen c6, bc4, queen c4. And what if just like knight d5? Doesn't that? Oh wait. Okay, I was something combined with like bishop b6 too. It looks pretty sketch, but I think black might be holding.
Yeah.
Or at least like from what I can see right now, which is not a lot.
But I think like his position right now is a lot better than what was in the past because he has a lot of chances now. Yeah.
He definitely had to open up the position. It's
Yeah.
just a necessity.
He's also getting a little low on time as well. So it's gonna get kind of hard to calculate every single position. But I mean, John Bryant's pretty good at that, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think a tactical turn for the position is in John's favor because he calculates pretty intuitively, and his intuition is usually on point. And I like it. I like it. We have two good games. Like, let's look back at Drave's game actually to make sure he's doing well.
Looks good to me.
Looks pretty good. Yeah.
E4, maybe?
Not to mention he's up like 7 minutes. 7.5.
What happens
like
after
half
E4?
control. On E4 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might do that. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't know, looks pretty good. So Tatev did decide to go knight e4 in response to knight b3. Didn't want to trade the knight on c5 to the knight on b3 because the knight on b3 is garbage. So knight takes e4.
Maybe bishop takes, because like
Yeah.
knight a5 is going to hit the bishop anyways, right? So
Yeah, and the knight on e4 is just so powerful. Well,
why knight e4? I don't get it.
I don't agree with this one.
Well, okay, so bishop e4. And why are moves happening that we don't understand? Let's try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, because f2's hanging. No wonder. Never mind.
Wait, what?
Mysteries. Because
Which game?
f2 is hanging.
Wait, in which game?
In Tatev's game.
Wait, no, why did yeah, bishop takes e4 is fine. I'm just wondering why she went knight takes e4 rather than bishop takes e4.
No, because like I think bishop takes e4 is forced. Ugh. It says I've been idle for 1 hour and I've been automatically logged off.
Oh.
Well, that's chess.com should fix that.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
don't know. Like the bishop on e4 might even be a target now.
Which one?
In Wang Yue's game against Tatev, because the bishop
Yeah.
has no great squares
Or
because
wait,
knight takes
sorry,
e5.
what might be a target?
Hmm?
What might be a target? I didn't.
The bishop on e4 might be a target because its squares are getting a little low.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Well, Sam won in this final position. Oh my, that is a cute tactic.
Wait, let me.
Looks like Li Jiaoying just blundered bishop g5, which wins a lot of material.
Oh.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
she takes the bishop, then queen takes f7's mate too.
Yep. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is very good.
We're doing pretty well this round. I like it. I like it.
And Li Di's chasing. I mean, Drave's chasing the the bishop. I don't see where the bishop can go. Not sure what happens after d5 actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad for
Yeah, actually b5 probably just queen a5. I just
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, and then rook c6 threats, and bishop takes g4 threats. Yeah, Drave's gonna.
threats.
Yeah.
You know.
Just game ending. Not a big deal. Tata decided to go d5, cementing her bishop on e4. Rook g3 is really strange. Don't know why the rook's there.
Oh, because Black played queen g6, threatening mate.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, looks kind of
So
usual.
they played b4. It's kind of. Do you
Okay,
have rook?
there's some. Yeah, rook takes c5 is really okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, did she miss it or
Yeah,
are
rook
we
takes
back?
c5 looked really good.
Rook c5 looked extremely good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, not a big deal. Position's still alright. Even though Wenger has ideas of like knight c4 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand d4. Like, if you're gonna cement the bishop on e4, actually cement the bishop on e4.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And
What
also, yeah, don't give Wenger as c4 because c4 is such a strong square for the knight.
It is. I guess you want to play d3 probably, but what do you do on queen a6? Just like rook c6, I guess. But
Yeah.
you have to have an attack for that to do something. I guess like maybe you'll go queen d4 next or something. But,
Okay, now maybe want to look at rook takes c5.
And now rook c5.
I don't think it's as strong because she can't take on f2 anymore.
Yeah, you can take on e3 at least. Oh no.
Yeah. It's
Oh, you would have queen a6. No, never mind. It didn't work because of queen a6.
Yeah.
But okay, queen d4 I like. Knight on c4s. You have to go knight d2.
Hmm.
Oh, a5. What if she goes a5?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
This looks really okay.
A lot of tactical opportunities.
Okay.
I think this also looks fine, actually.
Just like saving the bishop, being patient.
Yeah, and after trade, a5 still looks good. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense anymore because you can't go rook a8.
See, it's a pair of rooks. So I think like her time's low, but she recognizes that she's better, and I think f takes interesting. But like okay, it's pretty easy I would say for Black to play this type of position fairly quickly, because like you just have so many options to play. Like whatever you want to play, you can just play it, and like you just have to calculate that that one thing works. White, on the other hand, has to calculate like all of your options to make sure he isn't like blundering something like positionally or tactically.
Yeah, and he's
Like
losing
when you
instantly.
have to look at a5 and stuff,
Mhm.
whereas like a5 d2 ideas like rook takes c5, although not anymore, and like bishop e4, like the light squared ideas, and it's just like Atef can just play whatever she calculates. So
Let's
I
go
think
look
it's-
back at Drave's game against Dealey because it's gotten really tactical.
Ooh.
But Dealey only has 17 seconds, so there's like no way his position works. And after rook f1, the knight's pinned, and
yeah.
that's
Yep, resignation.
yeah. Actually, rook f1 is an awful move if blunders main one, but
But at the queen
I didn't say
e8
that.
or something, at very
Yeah.
least. Just
Queen
like,
e8,
kills. Rook f1. Of course you will.
oh yeah, no, just like queen b3. Actually, I don't.
Yeah, queen b3.
Just ignore what I said. Done this in games.
So yeah, we're 2-0 right now with
Let's look
Okay,
at
let's look at
John's
John.
game. Yeah.
yeah.
He's looking okay actually. To be honest.
Yeah, possibly. Well, okay, there are tactics like rook d7, queen g4 stuff, or rook d7, knight f6, ef6, queen g4. I don't think he's okay.
That is. Oh wait.
Although
D7.
you do have a monster, and if there's no mate, then you are okay.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little fishy.
Yeah, it's starting to look fishy. Like, Yu Ying is just calculating tactics at this point. Rook
Yeah.
d7, followed by knight f6. possibly, or even queen g4 first.
Mhm.
Just trying to figure out what works.
I mean, but like the problem is if nothing works for Yu Yangyi, then his vision's not great. So
Okay, so but like at the very least, you have rook d7, forcing rook d7, knight f6, gf6, queen g4, king h8, queen d7,
yeah,
and that looks pretty
that looks very good for
right.
Yu
And
Yang.
that's like really simple to calculate for someone of Yi's caliber. So he's just looking for something more at this point because he recognizes it is a critical moment. This is the type of position where you do have a win with white like a lot of the times, and you just want to spend your time searching for it before playing a move.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times, right? Like this is the type of position where a lot of like of our classical players set. Like if you see a good move, play like just look for a better one. Like yeah, Yu Yangyi definitely sees rook d7, knight f6, queen g4, but he's looking for something better. There's a lot of ideas too, like maybe e6 at some point, like maybe queen g4 first before knight f6. I mean maybe like taking on d6 at some point. Like it's all in the air. All right. Let's check back with Patev's game.
Oh, okay. So Winger's thinking a lot on d2, which makes me think there's a tactic involved, even though I don't really see the tactic involved. So rook d1 is what's going to happen. I mean, is what we have to consider first, probably. Rook f1, rook
Rook
a1,
d1,
queen c2.
you there, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Just,
think. Yeah.
I feel like you should still be able to go queen c2.
Mm.
Because the light squared bishop is just so strong
Yeah.
if rooks are off and the queen's just near the king. But, yeah, okay, she played queen c2.
Mhm.
Maybe something like rook c8 was more prudent, but... Yeah, I mean, like, the engine would probably say rook c8 followed by rook d8 is, like, completely winning or whatever, but for a human, you see queen c2 in the game, and it's just like, yo, this looks good.
Yeah, and you just kind of relax. Just make the move.
Yeah, but I think the thing is if white goes queen a1, then like Katev will play something like rook c8, or maybe even bishop e4 looks kind of nice. Maybe bishop e4 first, although queen d1 there. Anyways,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, like if I don't think you can play queen a1 as. Although like, what can white do? Like, there's really nothing that I see as like a playable move. I don't know.
I mean, he can just, for starters, you can. How bad is taking on c6?
So take c6.
Okay, never mind. So he played
So
rook
rook
c8. Yeah,
c8.
makes sense.
Maybe bishop e4 might have been.
I think bishop b4. You just. Oh wait, that's actually kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop
That's-
b4. Yeah.
Queen d1, rook c8, knight f3, rook d8. Because like now your light squared bishop is gone, and like queen d1 might set up something. 'Cause, like queen d1, you actually have to move your queen, whereas if the bishop was on e4, you just leave it there.
Mhm. I mean, queen d1. I mean, honestly, how good can queen d1 be? Yeah, queen d4 looks like a better version.
Although a5.
Yeah, a5 is pretty strong here.
Queen d7. Ugh. It's actually getting complicated.
Queen d7, queen f5,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, queen d7, queen f5 looks good.
Yeah. Alright, that's actually just like a complete mess. I don't know what's happening there.
It's a mess. Okay, John Bryant's game is also. Whoa, that's pretty good. That's a good turn of events.
Yeah, wait, he's better. Or, I mean,
Well-
it's not really better. It's like equal,
It's
but
just he's on the better side of stuff.
I mean, 20 seconds
Like-
versus 10 seconds, anything can happen. And it looks like John Bryant might want to play on and try to get a Yu Yangyi scalp. second one on our team. So,
I think he will. Yeah.
yeah.
Johns. If anyone's to play on in this position, is John.
Because like honestly, if he trades off, he has a draw anytime. So.
He might.
I think a draw is
off,
very good for us as well. So.
A draw is very good for us.
Yeah, bishop
Bishop
e7 offer draw.
right?
Yeah. Oh
Or
wait.
Bishop g6.
Tricks.
I don't think he'll take. Oh, he took. All right, whatever.
Yeah,
It
just
doesn't.
draw. Are they seriously still playing?
All right. Well, while we wait for them to draw, we can look at. Oh, okay. Maybe he does have some. No, he doesn't really have chances.
Yeah, just like knight c4, knight d6. Yeah.
Yeah, knight c4, knight d6, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're like bishop c6 maybe, and bishop d5. Oh, why there? Why wouldn't you just go there right away?
I mean, he's got 9 seconds, and you know.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Now, wait, he's actually playing for a win now. I like what I'm seeing.
I do.
All right. So the legend under time pressure, John Daniel Bryant, is playing for a win against Yang. They're board 1.
Although not
H5
really.
was not great, but I mean it is 5 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah, never mind. He's not playing.
Yeah, now it looks Josh. He kind of just has to sit now. Yeah,
Okay, as long as he doesn't hang the bishop.
he'll be fine. I think probably gonna be draw for soon.
Yeah, I mean, just.
Oh, Tatev won. Oh my. Okay, wait. This round
Okay,
is
we're
insane for
looking
us.
at.
GDP
No, we
just-
were just ignoring that game for a while. So knight g6, queen d4, a5, queen d7. Oh, she played rook a8. Wow. Okay. No fear, no fear.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna wait for the end of this game because
Wow. No fear.
Dude, Tatev is a beast. Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Oh.
No, this is fine. Wait. No. If he trades the bishop for the pawn, it's a draw. I don't know.
Wow. So what happened is Wang Yu decided to play for a win because on move 45 after bishop f8, he could have taken on a5 and it would have after d1 queen been a draw. But he went all out for the win, and honestly, it looked very scary for Tatev. I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out there was something, but yeah, she basically mated him before he could mate her. That's really impressive.
Okay, some tables flipped in John's game, and
Really? How did that even happen?
that's a good question. Oh god.
Oh!
Oh no. Oh god. Oh, okay, wait. You just lost. That's unfortunate. That's brutal. That's really brutal.
Actually,
That's really unfortunate.
well, yeah.
Losing a game like that. Alright, yeah, we saw most of that game, so I'm just not going to go over it. It was just time scramble in that game. That was super ugly.
You can't
And
really
Yang
do it.
won. Knight and 1 pawn against bishop and 2, which is honestly. Alright, I'm gonna cover the final position of Tatev's game because it was really fun to watch. So, oh my god, I don't know what happened there. So we kind of stopped watching here, Queen d7,
How did that
Okay.
even happen?
takes, free pawn, king out of the way, takes. So this looks like a draw offer because take on it, take the rook. It's just a draw. But Wang went for the win, and it clearly didn't work out for him here because he kind of got mated. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Bishop H. I don't know why he did this, because, like, honestly, this is not a very difficult calculation. Just to see Queen C3 kind of stops everything.
Yeah, I mean, 23 seconds though. You're like, I don't want to play queen a5. Like, what else can I do? But it just doesn't work out.
Because like now his only plan is to go bishop f4 into bishop h6, which give black with two queens and a rook, like 2 moves to mate, which is too much. So yeah. Great game by Tatev.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's okay.
Yeah. We're up.
You
We're up 2
feel
right
like lucky. Real lucky.
Yeah. Anyone pulling Barmeda? You want to see Barmeda? Just look at John Bryant's game. That was.
Yeah, that was a pretty big bar made it, but yeah, honestly, like, it feels bad, but like, we're not gonna blame him, because that just happens, you know?
Yeah. I've seen worse, honestly. I've seen Cat Ayer lose the Rook 3 versus Rook 1 on the same side against Aldama.
Daniel Lynn's game against Craig Clawwitter.
Oh my god. The legendary pass pawn. When you're up like 3 pawns, you have 3 pawns and a bishop endgame and you can't convert it.
And then you end up losing.
Yeah. Just really unfortunate.
Man, that's okay. We're all good.
Yeah, that was a really good round by us.
With the lead.
Yeah, because Tatev played really well, and she gave us that extra point against their second seed. 2,700 FIDE wing, yeah. So. And then Alexei smashed Lidi in this game, honestly. Just like tactical bloodbath. And everything is free, and then...
Yeah,
just a great player.
It's really... I mean, because what? I think it was all... What was it? On Twitter, we asked, like, what do you think will happen in the ST Surfers versus Chengdu Pandas match? It was like 64% of people thought Chengdu would win, and then 18% thought we would win or draw. So we're proving these people wrong right now.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking about. They just don't know how good our team is.
Yeah.
Last week was just
But like, that's kind of funny because I definitely think Chengdu, like on paper at least, is a stronger team than Dallas.
Yeah.
But you know, we're doing.
I think Dallas was just should not have happened.
Right. By the way, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Udo and Herges Capital Management. You know, they do like financial capital management, and they are our sponsor. They're the reason our team is running so smoothly and well. Yeah. And we just want to give a quick shout out to them.
Absolutely.
Definitely check out their website, or like, yeah, I will post their name in the chat.
If you look at what me and Craig are wearing, I'm wearing a San Diego sweater, and I think Craig is wearing the San Diego shirt, and this merch was made possible by their kindly donations, so excellent. They're really good sponsors. They really care about chess, and always like people like them because chess is a really wonderful game.
Dang, the next round has already started. That's actually pretty insane how fast it has started.
Yeah.
Oh god, I was right. So, Li Xiaoyang did play the Petrov. And that's why Sam probably played Bishop C4 last round.
Yeah, Sam probably prepares for his game.
And he played the Philidor. Hey, Queen takes D4, let's go.
Okay, why is this game here?
What is this game?
I don't know what that game is doing there.
Game?
Oh god, the Petrov.
Yeah, God. Hopefully John can get his confidence back after this game with the hopeful win, and then, like, you know, use it to boost himself in the last round.
Yeah.
Against Dealey.
Why does Dealey play so passively?
Not sure.
Honestly, her position is already just.
Who's?
Dealey's. I don't like it very much.
It's pretty normal. I mean, you want to go like A6, C5, B5 at some, like or maybe like Knight C6 or something. Oh yeah, you're kind of right. It's a bit passive. Maybe I think like knight c6 to disrupt development earlier was an idea. Like I think one of the lines is on move 4 after queen takes d4, you go like knight c6, and then like there's even some bishop g5 move thrown in there like before you move your queen, and then like followed by bishop b5 or something.
Mhm.
But I don't remember the lines. I don't want to like speculate.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of Andrea's game is kind of interesting. I don't like what's happening.
I think
okay,
it's
wait.
as interesting as it can get. It's just symmetrical, dude.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the classical Drea versus Wang Yu game, both between 26 and 2700. You're gonna see this garbage a lot. Both very solid players too. So.
Okay, so in Sevian's game against Yu Yang Yi, they have a Rui Lopez on the board, and it's actually kind of interesting. Sam's delaying castling for a bit to expand on the queen side. Okay, he castled, and he put the bishop on d7 instead of like queen on c7 or anything. And so, right. So in this structure, black wants to eventually push d5 at some point. Like if white puts the pawn on d3, black eventually wants to be able to push d5. I'm not sure if the bishop on d7 is like best suited for this, although Sam might have other plans that I don't know about because of my like lack of experience or something. Like
It's a little unnatural, I would say, the bishop on d7.
it is a little unnatural. Like I don't understand what the bishop's doing on d7. Like it's just much better placed on c8.
Yeah,
And-
it's a little odd.
Or like on c8, like or it could just go to b7 or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we're just not as good as Sam.
I mean, that's just
But
like definitely.
I would pick the next moves to be something like rook e8, bishop f8, knight c6, and trying to get in d5. Like maybe Sam will end up going like bishop e6 at some point,
Mhm.
or maybe h6 and bishop e6. But either way, it's a regular position.
Yeah. It's just a Rui. See stuff like this every day.
Oh, let's look at John's game.
Does this work? Does this f5 gamble work? Because if it does work, it's very good for black. If it doesn't work, obviously not. John Bryan's trying to pressure the queen side. And also there's a couple... Like, the biggest problem with Li Jiayang's structure right now is that she doesn't have c6, like, defending the d5 pawn. So John's going to have some ideas around, like, possible breaks, even though that's really difficult because the knight on f3 is unguarded. And he's also looking at the b7 pawn. But Li Jiayang just bit the bullet, and she's kind of daring him to take the pawn.
Right. Well, I don't think she can. Right? He can right now because like rook e8 followed by bishop takes f3.
Yeah, I think it's way too dangerous. I wouldn't if I was him.
Yeah, I think John probably has to play either knight e5 or knight bd2. And not sure. Maybe knight e. Well, I don't know. Because like knight bd2, you don't really have a next move, do you?
I kind of like moving the f knight more than the b knight.
Yeah, I could see that also. Ooh, castle queenside.
That's
Daring, very daring. But yeah, I think black's fine here. I honestly like black's position.
Yeah, if white has no way to attack the weaknesses Li Jiayang puts out by like throwing out f5, d5, two like unprotected pawns to get
Right.
space.
I think it's made a good move though. Bishop b5 because with the pawns on d5 and f5, naturally you don't have any pawns defending the e5 square, and e5 is weak. So you want to remove the defenders of e5, and bishop b5 just does this perfectly, right? You want to take on c6 next move, stick
Yeah, I
a
like
knight
that
on
idea.
e5.
Mhm.
That opens up your position, it frees your knights. If you have knight e5 in, then all of a sudden knight df3 and bishop f4 starts flooding in, and your position is okay. And like also the bishop on g4 is a bit awkward, and it's prone to like f3
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Although John does have to be a bit careful playing that because it does weaken the dark squares.
I agree with you. I think bishop b5 is a really good move.
Yeah.
With the same idea of opening the e5 square. I don't think the other games are like there's too much going on. Honestly, it's just like early middle game development, and they're just playing their games.
Yeah. So okay, you push d4 like up just later. I think it's pretty typical. Usually, when I play it instead of bishop c8, I have in queen c7. And I know the theory there is you take on d4 like every time, like 3 times, and after queen d4 you play bishop b7. That's supposed to be equalizing for black.
Mm-hmm.
I think here, I guess another typical idea you might want to do is like ed4, cd4, knight b4 is another typical idea here, and I think it might be what Sam has in mind, especially because after bishop
because the bishop on d7.
yeah, you have b8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a typical idea, although you do want to watch out for like, if you play ed4, cd4, there's always e5, and they are just opening up the Ruy Lopez bishop, the Spanish bishop. And it might be a bit worrisome, although I think...
It might be safer to go cd4, and then
Yeah. I'm actually, to be honest, kind of surprised that Sam's taking so much time, because like for a GM, this really should be in your opening repertoire. It's only... I mean, every single move that was made is pretty natural, and like I mean, you should know just the theory here. It's
Okay, what I'm gonna guess has happened. Am I idle? Yeah, I'm idle. That's an unfortunate feature. But I mean, it's gonna happen every once in a while. So we're gonna take like about a minute to reset because I got kicked out. Unfortunately.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Looks frozen.
It's just frozen because everything's gone.
Anyways,
Anyways.
it was like looks frozen, and I was like, the cold never bothered me anyways.
Yeah, I was wondering why the time wasn't moving, and then turns out because I'm a fool.
Okay, so wait, are you back on?
Yeah, I'm back on.
Okay, let's look at Tativ's game. I honestly think Delay made a pretty good decision to take on f3 because it does. I think it opens up the g file to be sure, but it does slow down White's attack, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does she still have an attack? I don't know.
it's really still much better though, because f4 is coming. You might like if knight e5, White just plays bishop e2, and that doesn't help your cause at all. First of all, and then like f4, White's just gonna play f4 next. Like
I think
e5.
black next two moves are gonna be like g6, knight g7.
Yeah, but like, problem with g6 is that it's gonna run into like f4, let's say, and then rook hg1 and f5 at some point. And I'm not sure if you... And like, not to mention that if you go g6 and knight g7, let's say f4, g6. Oh, wait, no, sorry, g6, f4, knight g7. First of all, e5. Second of all, knight d5 also like wins your dark squared bishop. And that's a huge problem. You can't allow that.
Yeah, so I think Tatev has some good ideas in baiting and playing bishop b2 to bait out g6 and forcing a weakness, and then going like knight d5, f4, or even waiting on f4 and taking the bishop and going like bishop g5, or even getting the long diagonal. There's a lot of ideas she has, and I think she's like much better in this position as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's looking good for us.
Yeah.
Sam's
game is what you said, trade off everything on d4 and then play queen c7. Bishop's hanging. What do you think about the resulting position?
In Sam's game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the factor to consider is usually what Black wants to play d5 in this position, and honestly, I think he can do so right now. And if he's able to play d5, he equalizes. If not, then like he doesn't equalize. So I think d5, the main thing to consider is like e5. You play bishop c5 probably, and then you want to stick your knight on e4. Mm-hmm. Or actually, Yeah, you want to stick your knight on e4, and I think like e5's in the resulting position might be too weak to defend. Okay, so anyways, let's be more concrete. So d5, e5, bishop c5, queen f4. That might actually be, although, yeah, no, that actually might be a problem.
Does
So after
knight
e5,
Does knight e4? No, that looks too weird. I don't think that works.
it does look weird, but that's interesting. What is Sam's plan then?
Actually, wait, never mind. That doesn't work. Um,
So e5. Okay, first of all, I think we should point out e5 doesn't actually threaten anything yet.
yeah.
So e5, maybe you want to play ba4 first. With the idea, because like then if you take on a4, there's no bishop. There's no like f7 is hanging in later lines. Like f7 isn't hanging later on. Also, like.
Also, if you trade twice on a4, the rook's overloaded with e5 and c1, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is true also. And so yeah, I think maybe if Yu Ying plays e5, then I think we'll see ba4. But maybe he won't play e5. Maybe he'll play something like just like bishop. Yeah, like what else do you have though? Okay, I think it's also important to mention that like bishop d5, we're not really considering because first of all, like you have the bishop.
I mean, first
Okay,
of all,
so
you have bishop c5, queen g3. I think that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is really dangerous.
Like second of all, just intuitively, like if you just get the bishop pair in that position, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't need the pawn.
yeah. So ab5 happened. So I think that's because Yu Yang was afraid of e5, ba4, so he tries to trade off the pawn first.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam might. Okay, so like there's a lot to consider here. First of all, like bishop c5 is possible to try to like get in queen takes g3. I think bishop c5 will be met by queen c3, and then you even have the option of going like d4 there. Although I don't know that you'd want to.
I also don't think takes b5 with a pawn is an option, just because you trade off the rooks and then you take on d5 with a pawn.
Right.
You take with a bishop. Honestly, that doesn't. I feel like that should be wrong in some way.
Yeah.
E5 lines probably. I think e5 the lines start working for white after bishop takes b5 because you don't have the threat on a4 anymore.
Right. I think the two main moves I'm considering are de4 right now and bishop c5 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we'll see one of those. I think d4 bishop h6 may or may not be a bit annoying. But
That is also an idea. That is a crazy idea because there's also black responses of bishop c5 and it just gets pretty wild.
yeah, maybe it just doesn't work. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. Alright, let's move on. Oh god.
Looks like John kind of found our idea. And Li Jiayang responded by destroying her queenside structure.
So Li Jiayang.
Because she was overloaded with the knight and the pawn f4.
Yes. c4. Okay.
This looks bad for Li. Just because of the pawn structure.
I think so too. I think it's like this round I'm a bit like worried because we're all down on time on every board except Platev's game.
Yeah.
Like Drev is surprisingly down 6 minutes. Sam is down like 5 minutes. John's down like 3 minutes against a lower rated. But
yeah.
You know, I think like objectively I think all their positions are fine. It's just that they need to play quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, like, where is Drave even spending that much time? Like,
Yeah, I think once Drev just starts trading rooks, he should get like a position that's like pretty easy to hold.
yeah, I guess the good thing about Drive's position is he doesn't really need the extra time to play like sensible moves that are like
That's
not.
true. It's not very complicated.
The main point I should say is if White elects to take on c6 and take on a7, then there would have been Rook takes d1 followed by Bishop takes a2 with a dead draw.
Yep.
And so obviously White wants to play for the win, so he keeps the rooks on, he maintains the bishop pair, and so after Rook db1, yeah, Rook d7 makes a lot of sense, just protecting the weaknesses. So now Bishop c6, bc6, the a7 pawn is protected by the Rook, that's the whole point. And also in certain variations, like if the b5 bishop moves away, there's also extra protection on b7 now. And of course, like the last idea is you might want to double rooks on the d file. So it's a pretty good multi-purpose move.
Yeah, I think it's a great move. But like the problem with Black position is that if White does nothing, I don't think Black can do anything either. I think Black has to wait for White to, because if Black doubles on the d file, he has to wait for White to move one of his rooks off, and then he can get. If he gets a rook off the board, then the game's just going to be a draw. But he has to wait for White to do something, and White's trying to play a4, a5, a6, which is a really dangerous threat, and I'm not entirely sure what Jared's planning to do against it right now.
Yeah, he did play f6 like extremely quickly though, so I'm guessing he has something planned, but the fact that he hasn't moved, okay, he moved.
Okay, so he's probably just playing b6. It seems kind of solid.
Is that actually...
Wait, b6? What if he just takes on b6? What happens there?
b6.
Can he take?
How sketch that is, though. Like, oh my god. Can you
no,
not?
you can't take. That's fine. But the threat's always going to be there, and it's... worse.
You're going to go knight a5 next move.
No, that's
so
true.
I think there's one move. But it's like, he's just scaring us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after knight a5, his position's great, so...
That is true. It's kind of like one of those positions, like when you're rolling the a pawn down the board, you feel like black isn't doing anything and like your position's getting better and better. And then when you stop to think after b6, you realize your position's like not as good as you originally thought, and you might actually be like, it's like you're not having that much of an advantage after knight a5 and sticking something on c4.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like e4, e5 positions.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Pretty hard for Wenger to find a plan now, because his other plan didn't work. I mean, actually, bishop f4, knight e5. Honestly, looks fine for black. He has rook c5 outpost. White has no good plans after that. Even though he's doubled up on the e file after the trade, his position's perfectly fine because his c pawn is also equally weak. So.
You should look at Tato's game. A lot has happened.
Oh wait, Tatev is having a great time, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. So what happened is, she played e5 and e6, like f4, e5, and e6. I really like this because, Tatev has two bishops against a bishop and a knight. Whenever this happens, that means that one of your bishops doesn't have a counterpart, and in this position, it's the light squared bishop that is unopposed. And so usually what you want to do if you have a light squared bishop that's unopposed is you want to play your game on the light squares. And so this is actually what Tatev's doing by playing e5 and e6. She's destroying the light square defense around black's king, and she's trying to utilize her, her light squared bishop that doesn't have a black counterpart, and just trying to, I guess, like wreak havoc on the black king side. And it looks to be going pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
Lady has the same idea, and she's trying to stump White's ideas by, just leaving White's pawn on f7, even though it's a pretty big weakness. Just try to shut down White's bishop because it's like the major point of contention in this game.
It's kind of funny that White has triple isolated f pawns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, okay, I think Tatev might go like f5 at some point.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, she went f5.
Now that opens up the dark squared bishop as well.
Yeah, bishop g5. Shout out to Tatev for not being down on time.
Yeah, excellent job, Tatev.
Oh,
Oh, shout out
John's
to John
actually
Bryant
on.
not being down a ton. I mean, John Bryant's position is starting to get like slowly better.
Is it?
Actually, yeah, that move kind of makes me question that.
I can't really tell like who's outplaying who. Because it's
Uh,
like you look at the queen side, you're like, oh, John Bryant's outplaying her, and then you look at the king side, you're like, oh, John Bryant's being outplayed.
Yeah, I think Rook
But
C1, Rook A C1 looks pretty good, honestly.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, the main threat sometimes isn't to take the C6 pawn because you don't want to trade queens in most scenarios because you give up your major advantage, which is king safety. A threat a lot of the time is just like queen A6 threatening to take C6
Right.
eventually with a rook.
Yo, actually, what if John played bishop b4 here? I think. Well, my idea is queen d4, queen c6.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, there's probably no way she can take the d4 pawn. It looks too poisonous.
Yeah, but then if you don't take, I have queen a6 and bishop c5.
I don't know about bishop c5, but I do.
So queen
Queen
d5
d5
happened.
looks forced. Queen
So
a6 looks like the best move.
queen a6 looks pretty natural.
But from then on, it's actually not that easy to find a move for white.
Well, like, what if you just like? Yeah, that's kind of true. Queen d5 was a good move. Just
Yeah.
played it fast.
Well, in Andreev's game, Winger went bishop takes b6 and c5, so we probably need to calculate if that works. Looks like it works. Winger is probably going to get an exchange for a pawn, which is a really hard endgame to hold because there's just so many pawns left on the board.
Yeah, you're right. I think.
Unless
Yeah,
Andreev
C4
decides
was
to go
a
rook
good
a7. Yeah.
Yeah, c4. Yeah, c4 was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'll admit. Ouch. So bc5, bishop c6 is happening. You could try. No,
Okay.
you can't really try rook a7.
Yeah,
It's-
rook a7 looks awful.
He
God.
played it. Okay. So the main problem now is going to be your c5 pawn. Like, for example, what do you do after rook a5?
Yeah.
So, are you really just? Maybe it's okay. Like, for example, if
I think actually
If-
sticking the bishop on b7 first and then going something like rook a5 is also really scary.
yeah,
Because like the rook's a non-factor now, and your king's also really vulnerable.
you're just I don't see what Drift does here. So honestly, I don't think we're holding this. I
'Cause,
think
yeah, if the king goes on the d file and Winger literally just trades off rooks, the game's probably close to over just because of how useless Andreev's rook is on a7.
yeah, I literally think this is so bad that like resigning is an option here.
Yeah.
Oh god. So what's happening in Sam's game
Yeah.
isn't too appealing either.
I mean, it's equal material.
Although, whoa, there is bishop.
Actually,
G-
wait. Queen c7 is an idea.
Wait, what?
Okay, actually, Queen c7, bishop f4 is.
Hey, I think it's worth mentioning that like
Wait, what about
Oh,
bishop takes? Alright, never mind.
bishop e8, rook a6.
Rook a6, queen. No. Rook a6, maybe bishop takes g3.
King g3.
Queen c7.
Queen c7. Yeah, you're right. Bishop g6 isn't me. Although, okay, so bishop f4. What is even going on?
Yeah, that was my worry as well, because what I wanted to do is play bishop takes g3 and then queen c7. This looks really bad, honestly. He has 7 seconds and this is off. Awful position.
4-3.
Yeah.
Won by resignation. Oh, that's a bit strange. But oh, you're down a piece. Okay, that makes sense. So we need results from.
We need results from Tatev and John Bryan now.
Yeah. Would have been more comfortable if John had drawn that game, but you know.
Happens.
So, which game are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at John Bryan's game right now. And
Okay, by the way, the match score right now, we were 5-3 before this round, and with Sam Sevian's loss, it's now 5-4, with 3 games in the round remaining.
Andreev's game honestly just looks losing with very slim opportunities for a draw. Like pretty much no opportunities for a draw. So it's probably gonna be 5-5, and we're gonna look at Tatev and John Bryan to pull it through for us this round. And they both have pretty reasonable positions to do it in. So.
Yes. So which are you looking at, Tatev's or John's game right now?
Right now I'm looking at John's game. I'm trying to calculate. I mean G3 looks like the first option. Not doing anything is the second option.
Yeah.
Like knight C4, for example.
For example, I was even looking at like knight B3 maybe, like knight B3 and bishop B4, trying to go knight C5.
Knight B3.
Although I guess there you go king D8 and stick the bishop on C8, and ask me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And oof, John needs. Yeah, this is a time scramble.
Yeah, John needs to find something good.
Yeah.
Maybe even swinging the queen around D3 to G6 might be interesting. Even though it gets cut off sometimes. Yeah, knight C4 was the most principal moves here.
Right, so knight C4.
He even has some ideas of rook C1, queen takes A7, and knight B6. Trying to force the king off the C7 square.
Right. Yeah, so the problem is after FG2, the D1 square is covered by the black bishop, so that kind of hinders our attack. Although, can you? No, never mind. Or what do you even do after F2? I don't understand. Do you go knight E3 maybe?
A3, queen F3, I don't...
Yeah, that doesn't inspire confidence. Oh, maybe D5 then. Queen F3, D5. That's...
Oh yeah, you're right actually.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Because D5, what if bishop E5 and there's bishop H2 ideas? Oh god.
Yeah,
there's just ideas everywhere.
Yeah, it's just a total mess.
We're gonna hope that John's calculation with less than a minute left can outdo Li Zhaoyang. Because we need that.
Same for Tatev against Lidi's game. Looks like Grave played a move with no time on the clock.
With 0.3, yeah, you saw that too. I laughed. It's yeah, he's lost anyways.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because rook G7.
Yeah, you rook G7, take it. Yeah, it's over.
Why didn't he take on G4? It's interesting. Yeah, wait. Am I missing some? Okay. Oh, never mind. It was mate. That's why. Yeah, whatever.
Tatev's completely winning.
Tatev's completely winning?
Something happened, and yeah. That's great news for us, actually.
Okay, so Dealey sacked his queen for...
What it... Okay, I mean, yeah, hard to play, hard to really, impossible to defend that position with 20 seconds left. Too many ideas for Tatev.
Yeah, there's just no chance.
Tatev's really pulling through this match.
Yeah, Tatev's really
Tatev, yeah.
Let's go congratulate her.
And John Bryan looks winning too now, because Li Zhaoyang is running short on ideas in the king side, and oh yeah, it's over. That's mate. Oh, nice job. The last two matches even out the score, so we're back. Now the score is 7-5,
Yes.
and we're up 2. So it was looking rough at the start of the round, but we pulled through, and
We did well.
yeah, lost nothing. That was really a great job.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look at the end of Dev's game real quick. I'm just gonna change some things real quick.
What was that? That was the third round, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was a mistake. So rookie 6, just sacks. Weird. Bishop a6 is a really great move. Simplifies position a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like really exposes the weakness of the knights on the king side because they just have nowhere to go, and they're like just too dependent on each other. Takes, and you just realize your knights are frozen, all your pieces are frozen, and not much you can do. So you just blunders a rook and resigns. All right, I'll be right back.
Blunders are rook. Same job.
Should have been a clean win after taking on S7. Alright, so now we're just waiting for the last round. Which will be quite interesting. And I'm going to return the board state to the mumbo jumbo in the middle when I just tried to make 4 boards.
While we're in between rounds, you wanna maybe I'll go off live chess and go back on so I don't get
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm just going to refresh.
Or actually, let's challenge each other and then
Huh?
challenge each other, then abort to make sure it doesn't
Alright.
less. It's probably the best. If you refresh, does it? Yeah, actually, because we're not following any specific games right now.
You scared?
Okay. Looks strong.
Yeah. Symmetrical. The game is already over. Come on. I was once told by the great Joshua Schring that all symmetrical positions are equal. So
Exactly.
have to offer a draw. Move on.
Yeah, Dealey is 0-3.
He's just like playing passive is just not gonna work sometimes in 15-2.
Yep.
So
what do we have? We have Drave with
we have
2
Drave
and
against
1.
yeah.
Drave is 2 and 1. I think Sam's also 2 and 1. Who
Is
did
he?
he?
I think you're right. I think
And then yeah. Sam's 2 and 1.
yeah, and then
Tativ's
Tativ's 2
2
and 1 as well, and then John O'Brien's 1 and 2. So no one's
Okay.
playing great, but our entire team actually Tativ's playing really well, and our entire team is pulling through with some points. So it's really just a
Yes.
team effort, like it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, the stream has been great because there are some people on the East Coast whose bedtime it is, so our chat is a little quiet now. Unfortunately.
Also, Josh told the people in our chat to respect our Twitch stream and not just spam it like
Yes.
they usually do.
Absolutely.
Yes. Hey Sid, thanks for not trolling the chat.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes till the next round, so.
Something like that. Alright, so key matchups. We're gonna have Drave with, I think, White? Is he gonna be White? Against Yu Yang Yi, so that's gonna be a game, an interesting game, I think. Like, it'll be D4. Yu Yang Yi might pull something like the King's Indian on him, because it's a must-win situation.
Yeah.
So that'll be a game to look forward to. We're gonna have Sam Sevian, I think, I don't know what color, against Wang Yuri. And Wang Yuri I don't think is playing too well. So
Yeah, we're getting lots of points on the board. So.
yeah, and also like Sevian showed he can definitely play against James's strength. Like you saw his game against Gorovets last week. That was pretty
Brutal. Yeah.
pretty
We needed the win, he just destroyed him.
He can pull that off again. And then we have John Bryant against Dealey, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dealey is 0-3 right now. He's probably pretty streaky, and hopefully John has mustered up enough confidence from this last game. And we can do it again against Dealey. He'll be black, I think, against Dealey.
Yeah, and Tate's playing amazing, so I think
Oh
she
yeah,
should have a
and
pretty
Tato can expect her to beat the lowest board, I think. And so if that does work well, if Tato does beat their lowest board, we'll need half out of 3.
Is Yu Yang Yi 3-0 right now?
Yu Yang Yi is he? Yeah, I think he might be.
I think he's 3-0. I think Wang Yue is 2-1, and the
And
last
they're
2 boards are both 0-3.
Yeah, rip.
I mean, we have great conversion, apparently.
And it'd be round 3, and you have more than half of your team's coins.
This man. Yu Yang Yi. It's kind of great though. If you win all your games, your team just needs to get 4 out of 12. 4.5 out of 12. Pretty good. Yeah. Unfortunately, your team right now has, what, 2 out of like 9? So, things happen. But that's just math. Okay, Greg, I don't understand. Who is this blank man in the chat?
I have no idea either. Blank man in this. I'm the international checkers champion. Interesting.
I thought this was checkers. What a fool. Alright,
Squid Buddha tells us to look at other games.
look at other games. Here's my favorite player on this entire list of people playing.
Oh, never mind.
Let's go watch another Melk game.
Nah, game's already started, bro.
Huh? Our game started? But I'm
Yeah.
following it. Oh. Yes, I believe.
Oh, I was right. You said the King's Indian.
Oh, great job. And this is Sicilian.
They're just blitzing it on the opening. Let's see. We have, yes, Sam Sevian and White. With White against the Sicilian. John Bryant on move 1. Tatev. Oh god, the ED5 French. And yeah. I think that's good for Tatev.
Why?
The screen capture's messed up. Yo, fix your screen.
Relax,
Okay.
we're good.
You're good. You're
It's
good.
just a system, you know?
Yeah, no.
Alright, Drave's got a very solid position. It's like you can play the King's Indian, but you can't force a crazy game.
Yeah.
Because stuff like this can happen.
I think this is like recommended by Gary and New in chess as B3 and Bishop B2 idea. He had some game that he won. I think it might have been against Topalov, but I'm not sure. I'm like, don't take my word for it.
Did Kasparov, was he the one with an insane record against Topalov?
I
think
think
he was.
I'm not sure. Honestly.
Alright, as we wait for these games to
If I play
get out of the
E5,
opening stage.
on E5.
Oh, I think Tatev's gonna do like maybe the interesting. He's either doing knight f6, knight d7, and just playing boring, or she's gonna give knight c6, knight g7, queen d7, castle queenside, in which we'll see something fun.
I will be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. John Bryant. I mean, this is a very solid system. I don't think he's asking for that much in this game. So, it's Shirov. Oh. Let's see. So Drev, knight's not actually supposed to be there. He has ideas of going knight e4, knight d6, because d6 is a massive hole right now. This is really characteristic of like a lot of Drev's game against Yu Yang bottom right. This is like really characteristic of a lot of King's Indian quiet structures, where they go like they move their queen out of the way. I'm not so sure about c2, but they usually move their queen out of the way, rook d1, and then they try.
Yeah, maybe queens.
And they usually do something like b4. What do you think about b4 96? Is that good?
B4 96. So what are you trying to do? Like, so 96. I might go knight e4.
Yeah,
So
e4.
If you stick the knight on d4, I'll just play e3.
Yeah.
That doesn't in my structure because you're not getting anything to d3.
Yeah.
I think it's like b4 96, knight ge4. I like white.
Yeah, I think knight c5 might have just been asking for too much.
Possibly. Alright, so Sam Savian has the type of position that he thrives in.
Yeah.
Like just this kingside attack. He's gone f5 already. Although I don't think the idea might not be so much of a kingside attack if black goes e5. Maybe if black goes e5 you want to like slow it down and play bishop g5, bishop f6.
Yeah.
If not, then I guess like bishop c4 is more pressure on.
I don't know those positions very well. So Tatev did decide to go knight c6, knight e7, queen d7, castle queenside in the future. So we're probably gonna see something a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's actually like extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Also, even if white goes b4, black still can castle kingside, and it's not a big deal. So.
That's true.
And then you just have a massive weakness on the queenside now.
Yeah. Just keeping options open.
Yeah. And also h3 is like it's usually pretty weakening in these kinds of positions where they just want to throw the g pawn at you. So.
Yeah, it's just a bit suspicious because it doesn't really do anything, right? I mean, like, what do you h3? What do you expect black to play? Black's just gonna play bishop h5, and like all you've really done is create a hook.
Yourself, yeah.
It's like f6, g5, g4 is gonna come in the future.
Then again, Li Jiaying hasn't castled either, so I think she's gonna wait and just play chicken. Castle same side as Tatev.
Yeah. So we have a pretty normal position in John's game, a Catalan type position.
Yeah, I think we've seen this type before.
What do you? So I think the main point is that if white had gone e5, the main point would have been that you're meeting that I think with dc4 and knight c5, possibly. Although actually Anyways, rook d1 was played, and John quickly plays b5.
Yeah.
You have to pressure white's center.
Yeah. You can't
And
let him keep
b5 is a pretty good move, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Opening stuff up. Alright.
And
So,
just like Sid said, bishop g6. Trading off white's good bishop.
I think we have an interesting game brewing on all boards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened in Sevian's game, like what I said, happened. So f5, e5, queen went back to d3, and now Sevian's trying to play for the d5 square. He played bishop g5, although I think, obviously the break that black always needs to try to get in is the d5 break, but I don't see it working right now. Although...
What happens if he just plays d5 right now?
ed5.
Is there really nothing? Because like after knight d5, the
Knight d5. Knight d5, knight d5.
and then bishop d5,
Bishop d5.
and then you take on g5.
c4. You're much worse there, I think.
I think you're probably right. Bishop and d5 is just so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some weird stuff going on in Dre's game. It's very tactical and like tempo based. Queen c2 looks like. I mean, Queen c2 96 looks like the line. Yeah, I don't think he wants to prevent. He's also thinking about f3. That's awful. Actually, don't even think about f3.
If he plays knight a4, I'm gonna clap.
Actually, also knight a4. Even bishop f3 is interesting. Yeah, so he decided to go queen c2, which is most principled, 96.
I think he probably should take
Probably
on
should
these.
trade, yeah. Knight on d4 is too scary. And then you're going to have ideas of like c5, and then you want to get your knight to c4 through means of like knight b1, knight d2.
Yeah. Or maybe knight d1, knight d3.
Yeah, that's probably a better route.
And also, I guess, like, moving the knight comes with tempo too, because e5 would be hanging also.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is the type of position that Drave likes to play.
Yeah, he's very positional.
It's like symmetrical. There's no, like the games we've seen him lose are the ones that like turn tactical, you know.
Yeah.
And like last week against Gorovets and stuff, but this isn't really turning tactical. Black doesn't really have a lot of convincing or like convincing pawn breaks that make like any sense. Like you're not gonna go f5 here like you usually do in a King's Indian because the position's just too open for that.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna create weaknesses for yourself.
Yeah.
And so we kind of have a slow game. It's just maneuvering. Black might somehow try to get his knight to e6, though that's like a bit slow, like really slow. So Yu Ying is playing for a plan of h5, h4, trying to attack on the king side somehow, create some weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, do you have anything you want to add?
I don't know how great the rook is on d1.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It was almost placed. Because, like, yeah, you can get the rook to d6. I'm just not sure how much that does.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, bishop f8?
Yeah, I like throwing a knight there a lot better. This just seems a little odd.
I mean, like, rook d6 would make sense if you were planning to sack the exchange on bishop f8, but I just don't see how you're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go to...
What a Tatev's game.
Okay.
So her opponent decided to castle kingside. Or queenside. It's probably a good choice because it's a lot easier to castle. Yeah, it's a lot easier to attack the king side than the queen side in these positions. So we're just going to see some kind of symmetry. And it honestly looks like black has a better position because his bishop is stronger. Because he also has ideas, if white trades the bishop, he can also take with the pawn, and he has ideas of f6, g5. And he has like a really strong control over dark squares and light squares. And like the bishop is stuck.
Okay, wait, let's look at John's game. Like, is it just me, or did you just hang a piece?
I mean, John sees something here. Because the thing was he played, it was after e5, and then John played queen a5 immediately. Or not immediately, but like after some time. So the knight's hanging, b4 is a threat, knight b1 looks like the only viable square, which looks...
Knight e2, maybe?
Knight... I feel like that falls to some tactic, maybe.
I just don't see the comp.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I'm trying to look for what John sees.
I think maybe queen a5, ef6. Like, maybe he just didn't look at ef6 because he assumed rook c3 got a tempo on the queen. But then you get like 2 rooks and 2 pieces after fe7. You just can't play that.
Yeah.
I think he just missed it.
Yeah, it's also
Otherwise,
possible.
after e5. Although, I guess after e5, well, you probably could have played knight e8 or something. It would have been, yeah. I don't know. That's very strange.
He's a very tactically strong player, so I don't see how you'd miss these things. Well, Sam's game has some developments. He's given up queen positioning, and he has. I think Sam. The thing is, like Sam, I think he kind of wants to double on the d file. The first reason is because he wants to rook on d2 so he can get knight d4, knight d5. He wants to defend his c pawn at the same time playing knight d5.
Yeah.
Which seems really difficult to do. He also wants to double just because, pressure is always good.
Right.
You could also think about tripling. But that's always worrisome because of bishop a6.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah, I honestly think Black's comfortable in this game.
Yeah.
I don't think White should be worse at the same time. So, I like what's going on in Drave's game. I think, he has a pretty good. I don't think he can lose the position. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. He has a massive space advantage, much better pieces.
Space advantage, better pieces. Like, okay, objectively, Yu Yang should probably go rook a8, but he probably won't because he has to win. Because after rook a8, if you just trade off all the rooks and play queen d3 or something, draws pretty unavoidable with White even being on the better side of it.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could just leave one rook out and play for d6 square. Because the knight on c3 is honestly misplaced right now, unless he has plans of b5, which is even kind of weird. So knight a4, knight b2 looks normal. Like a normal idea. So.
Alright, let's look at Tatev's game.
Ooh. That's weird.
This reminds me of some Alekhine game that I've seen before, but I can't remember who was White. But basically, what happened is Black traded off. It was kind of a symmetrical position like this. Black traded off the light squared bishops, then kind of just used c4 as an outpost to get at the White king. This kind of also what's happening here, and even on the I like what's happening on the king side too. I think Tatev's just better on all parts of the board.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not much, to be sure, but it's still pleasant, I'd say.
Yeah.
Maybe something to come next might be some rook to g8 and then f5. But there's definitely other ideas too.
Yeah, I was also liking rook g8 f5. The knight a5 seems kind of weird. I don't know why I would be there. But she just has a couple of plans at the same time. I don't think it's a big deal. She's better all over the board, and wasting a couple of tempi is not a big deal because her opponent doesn't have any big plans.
Right.
Yeah, so I think John Bryant probably just blundered.
Yeah. it is rapid. If he continues to play normally down a piece, who knows?
It's probably not that big of a deal.
It's not as bad as a normal game, I'd say, being down a piece.
Because even if he swings the rook down to c2, takes a few pawns, it could get a little messy.
Yeah, definitely. He just needs to pull a Magnus against Gawain.
He just needs to pull a Yu Yang Yi against John Bryant.
Did you see Gawain Jones Gawain versus it's Carlson versus Gawain Jones at the Tadas? So Magnus just full out blundered a piece, but he wanted to win anyways.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah, you remember it. It was only like, 3 days ago or something. So long ago.
I know. School is brutal. Just kidding. Well then,
So
what's
Dre's
going-
on knight to b6. I like that. Although, yeah, the rook on a2 is a bit annoying, but like it's not gonna stay there because there's knight d5 ideas.
Mhm.
Like queen f6 is just met by bishop
E3.
e3.
Yeah.
It's smooth and everything. Just flows.
Yeah.
And
Knight d5
even like
is a
knight
massive
d5,
threat.
knight g5, knight d5, I think
Yeah.
isn't too good for you as black. So queen f6 did happen.
Mhm.
Bishop e3.
Yeah. I mean, the two options are bishop e3, rook d2, and I don't know why you would trade off when your rook so soon.
Right.
Seems kind of necessary.
Alright, so
Alright,
I'm beginning to
Phoebe's
like
Cobra him.
Sam's position more.
Huh?
It seems when you're starting to kind of lose the thread, like if you play king f8 with black, it kind of means like you're just waiting around for something to happen.
Yeah, it kind of means you don't know what you're doing. Oh, actually, wait, no. Wenger actually had a good idea with king f8. He was defending the e7 bishop so that he can move his knight out of the way.
Right, like I understand that, but it doesn't really. You're just trying to make traps, basically, and like it doesn't really advance your plan of going like d5 at any time soon.
Mhm.
And I think like if Sam can successfully stop d5, then he's better.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what the position's about.
I think black also has ideas of trying to go b5, a5, b4, and try to get
Awesome.
c2.
But the thing is, like, it's hard to start that because b5 I'll take on a7, honestly.
Yeah, I was like, that's a problem because when the bishop wasn't on f2, that seemed like a pretty good idea.
Like Wanger's just shuffling around
Yeah.
now, and if maybe gain time or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't see what Sam does either, so.
That's true.
I mean, that's just like a strategic game. If you find a plan, you're probably going to be a better player, so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Li Jiaying decided to open up the queen side with c4. Honestly, it seems like a weakness because d5 is not. I mean, actually, if she gets in d5, which looks like she might, it's really strong for white, but it looks like black can. No, it actually doesn't look like black can play c6.
Because d5. Yep.
Ooh, f5. That's a strong response.
Uh-huh.
And if like you can't take back as white because queen takes and you're losing. So
Yeah. And if you take on a5, something like f4 followed by queen f5 and then d5 maybe.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I like what's happening in this game.
Yeah, if Tatev plays f4 here, I think the game is very close to over. Even if like just f4 into rook takes h5 is very good for black.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Drev is starting to wait.
Wait, up to the duke rook.
Oh, did he miss 95 or something?
Oh, you missed 97.
Oh, 97. Oh shit.
That's pretty cool because the e5 won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although.
It's still not that bad because light squares always.
Yeah. Or at least. There's definite play.
Yeah.
The feeling is that it wasn't intended, obviously. Like if if Drev wanted to, he could have taken back on d7 the next move, and it would have been
Yeah.
an improvement, I think. But actually, I don't know about that. It's like knight f3 stuff, knight h2.
Is this
But
really that dangerous for? Actually, no. I think the biggest problem right now is like where do you put your rooks? Like, what are good squares for your rooks?
yeah,
How do you make advantage of them? Because I don't see.
I
any
guess
squares.
like knight e4 is kind of an. I mean, like you are getting the e4 pawn at some point. That is going to fall.
Yeah, I think Dre might just counter sack. Oh wait, what?
Yeah,
I actually
you
missed that move.
you called it. Yeah, I think that's a very good move. Just, I think what knight f3 might be forced, or
Um,
maybe just dumb or something. But oh no. So what he's calculating is bishop d1. I think you might have to go rook d1 because bishop d1 f g5
yeah,
queen
yeah.
g5.
Rook D1 looks good.
Yeah, because f g5 queen g5 rook d1 queen e3 is something you want to avoid because king h1 queen f3 check.
Yeah, and after Rook D1, yeah, just knight takes e4, bishop takes e5, you just have a game,
Yeah.
honestly. Looks like white's better because double bishop pair in this kind of position is insane. But
I suppose like Dre just yeah, okay. So rook d1. So what, knight f3 probably?
I mean, knight takes e4. Knight f3 doesn't look great because there's king f2.
King f2,
King
knight
f2,
h2.
yeah, actually, that's true. I'm
So there are
still.
options. It's getting a bit messy, but I think it's still under control. Like knight f3, bishop e5. Right. I think, yeah.
Or knight e4. You mean?
Oh, sorry, knight e4, bishop e5.
Yeah. No, I think it's better. Knight f3, king h1. I think white's still fine because eventually he's gonna kick the knight. If the knight goes to d4, he just takes and he's better. So.
Right, h3 is happening too. So.
Yeah, that's true. So this is looking really good for Driv. And for our team. If we get a win, we get to secure at least a
going on in John's game too, honestly. Like, it isn't too bad anymore. Well, it might be, but he got the 18 on at least. So.
This is actually kind of wonky now.
Play g5. Why would you play g5, dude? Like.
I don't know. Oh, he's trying to go g5, g4, bishop g5.
I'm trying to go g4, I guess, but.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, just the classic g5, g4, bishop g5.
The classic, yeah.
I see this every game.
Alright, I think this is looking good for us. So Tasha did play f4 and rook h5.
Yeah. h4.
And h4, interesting.
Oh, it's because she can take f4 after because she can take e7.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe that would miss.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, something like knight d5, right?
Yeah, knight d5 is actually kind of great because the knight has no squares.
Yeah, as long as like we're not hanging rook e5 tactics, we should. Oh, actually, now that I mention it, knight d5, rook e5.
That is true. Well, it just so happens that we're hanging it. Actually,
no,
no, there's queen h3, right?
Yeah. I was thinking rook d8 might be
Oh.
better.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, is
Queen
it?
h3 too.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam looks like he's doing well, to say the least.
Yeah. How did your queen get on h6? Why does this ever happen? Honestly. I mean, yeah, Sam's idea just looks like he's gonna play rook f2 and then knight d5 and then just see what he can do.
Yeah.
Or actually, the king side's really weak. Because like going here is like deciding between like leaving his queen there just to defend the king side and going like queen f8, trying to make it half useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the knight gets on d5. No, actually, I don't even know if that's that bad because it's pretty. Because white. Actually, wait, no. White has ideas of g5 and g4 and stuff. Okay, this is too many ideas to the whole time. Okay, what do you think about Driv's game right now? Bottom right.
I think black's probably slightly better. Honestly. Because the way I think you might have to play bishop take d4, right? Because I mean, otherwise ef4 is coming. And I think bishop d4 should be a fairly simple like.
What if he just takes on e5?
Knight f3 check.
King g2.
You're right. You are right. So fe5.
Because the thing is, like, if queen takes e5, I mean, you just take on e5, you take on d4, the game's run. Because you can't move the bishop out of the way ever.
Right. So I guess he is looking at fe5.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. That's a good thing. Although, interesting.
I think Drev's still playing for net advantage.
Although, okay, so king g2, I suppose if ef4, then like bishop d4 draws immediately. Because like in the end game, you're going bishop c8.
And all the pawns are going to disappear, and yeah, it's going to be impossible.
Yes, I mean with the knight e5.
Oh wait, does rook takes g7 and g6 work?
G6, right?
It looks good. It doesn't look game ending though, because you just rook king f8.
H7.
Well, I was looking more at takes f7, just king f8, and then running away.
Whew, running away. Maybe that too. He played queen e4. He's keeping everything under control. I like it. So, okay, rook c7.
I mean, eventually Sam's gonna want to play king g1, g5, h5, g4, h5.
Yeah, God, everything looks so good. Like, it's hard to believe, like, even after rook g6, why it isn't still better.
Yeah. I guess running short on ideas.
What?
What the heck?
Okay, Joe's position isn't. Okay, maybe it's pretty.
Yeah.
Especially the time too. He has to be up on time if he's.
Yeah, I don't like what I'm saying anymore.
Yo,
I mean, at the very least, knight c5, right?
Can Tatev just play bishop e5 here? In her game, I don't get it.
She also has queen f3, I think. Oh, wait, yeah, that's fine.
5 or d7.
Yeah. I think that's over, yeah. I'm sure she sees it. There's another reason why she would play bishop e5.
Come on, Tatev, rook d7.
Yeah, I'm sure she sees it.
Yep, there we go.
What is this rook f5 idea by Samuel? What? I mean, clearly he's trying to take on h5. Trap the queen.
Run.
Running does look like a pretty good... Wait, he still takes on h5. Wait, no, f6 is hanging, never mind.
Yeah.
Can he take on e? No, he can't.
He wanted to, yeah, maybe he was just trying to bluff or something.
He's trying to get some time, see what happens.
Oh, rook e5. No, just kidding. That doesn't work. You just run back.
Yeah. Alright, now it's just going to be improving your position, because Winger got at.
Hopefully when he plays king c7 next move.
Nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look so bad anymore, actually. So I mean, like...
Well, what happened in, wait. Tatev blundered, like, really badly. Rook takes d5 still looks fine, actually.
So...
Even, actually, no, yeah, c6 is fine, too. Yeah, she's still okay.
Okay, that's good. You scared me.
Yeah. I mean, I was scared myself as well. Wait,
what is going on?
Okay, wait, I got scared. Wait.
I'm still scared.
Oh no. Oh god.
Can she? No, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, this is losing.
So CD7, right? I think it's still, it's still really complicated.
I mean,
King
King C7. Oh, Bishop B8. Wait.
JK. Just,
Yeah, no, this is just losing. Takes and then Bishop F4. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, we need to look for 1.5 in other boards then.
Oh man. Okay. So H pawn is still strong though. No, just kidding. Oh.
D7 pawn is also pretty good.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's a really big loss.
Alright, so we need other boards to come through.
Drave's a draw. Most likely. But I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. He is master swindler, so. Okay, it's gonna be. Wait, what the heck? Wait, did someone just drop piece in John Brown's game? Oh, it's messy now. Nice job, John Bryant.
Oh yeah.
This is really messy now. I think John Bryant's better as well.
Yeah, geez, what happened? Yeah, he just. Whoa, he trapped the knight. Dang, I like that.
He's so cheesy. Holy moly. Yeah, he's like much better now. What the heck?
Yeah. Oh my god. Like King F7 now, right? King E6, King E5. I like it. Although 96 and right.
Yeah, he just goes A5. I don't know how I feel about that move.
I like
So
it.
he has King D5 ideas.
Yeah.
B3, King D5 stuff.
H3. You gonna go H5? No,
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, I think H5 is nice. King D5 now.
Take King D4.
Ooh. Let's go, John. Yeah, everyone's just playing on. Okay, so Dre's gonna draw it. If Dre draws and John wins, then that's our match.
I don't know how easy this is for Drave. I mean,
It should be pretty easy.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's not worse at all. I mean, if Yu Yang Yi was white, he'd be pressing too.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. Just run your king down. That works too.
Well, I'm just take on D3. Ah, whatever.
I mean, if you're Yu, you'd play for the win right now.
Yo, Savian's game is super messy. Whoa! Okay, what happened in John's game?
Whoa, there are queens now.
I know, right?
Queen. Oh, that's a piece. Yes.
And there's no check. Oh, there is one. There are checks. Okay, that's okay though, as long as it doesn't like hang his queen.
Oh, 92. There's no more checks.
God.
Dude, John is a monster. Queen D3 probably. Hopefully. I don't know.
Please don't fly, John.
That works perfectly fine as well. Wait, knight D3. Oh, he's gonna run a king and king D2 and zigzag. That's disgusting. Oh my god.
G2 F2.
King E2. Actually, King E2 makes no sense, but that's fine.
I like knight. Yo, just take on G2.
E3. Yes, queen takes G3, knight F3, game's over. Wait, no, queen G2's check. Oh, Barmeda. Wait, no, king takes E3. Okay.
What is he doing?
Oh, and then he has knight
bro?
F3 with check. But what does that do?
Don't get it.
Let's go back queen. No, John, go back queen H4.
Queen G5. Oh, Queen H6 and then Queen H. Wait, why not Queen H6 first, bro? Oh. Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Ooh, Sevian's not doing so hot. Oh god, we might not be winning this match.
Yeah, we're gonna have another one of those ties. Oh.
Ouch.
I mean, it's John Bryant's first week. Has some nerves.
Knight F2 though.
Hmm?
John had that with Queen G2 and Knight F2. Like after, like trading queens and then playing Knight takes F2. Like what on move 6? You know, after. Can you go back to the game?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on that. Go back to that game after Drave's game is done.
Oh. So we're drawing, right? We are drawing the match 8-8. That's a pity.
It's okay. They're a really good team, and you know, it happens. We get unlucky every once in a while, but you know. Or a
Well,
strong
dude,
team
what
will
if
come back.
Drave wins? If Drave wins, I'm going crazy.
What if Drave wins? Yeah, match score right now is tied 7.5, 7.5. So
Yo, why is he playing? I don't get it. Like, what?
yeah, actually, what move are they on?
112. You're probably like frantically trying to contact him saying a draw is okay.
Yeah, honestly, just stop playing, dude. Oh my god. I mean, if he does win this game, he wins the entire match. So this is the game with the greatest stakes behind it. So okay, offer to draw. That's fine. Nice.
Oh,
Alright.
that's kind of depressing.
Yeah, so I mean, we made a few mistakes in the final match, which is a little unfortunate, but I mean, it just showcases that we have a really strong team once we get the gears rolling. All right, I'm gonna go back to analysis mode.
Choke at the end, honestly. That's like at Savian's game, a lot happened.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to. So we were looking at this, and it was kind of just crazy, and they were looking for plans. So it looks like he's trying to play G4. He's just sitting around now, it seems. And then Wenger is starting to get some space. Oh no, that's what happened. Because the thing is, if he takes on E5, we win the match.
We just lost the thread, man.
He takes on E5, Rook C2.
Yeah, he just lost the thread of the position, honestly.
Yeah, I think he like pushed so hard for a win here that he just blundered. Rook takes C4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now actually it's still really complicated. Yeah, this just doesn't work tactically. He just gets his king. I think he also missed Rook E4. This is just losing. Yeah. Down 2 pawns in a rook endgame is just too much. We're gonna look at the end of Tatev's game as well.
And then, let's show the viewers again John's game so I can show like the winning moment.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll do that right now. And this is pretty cute actually. But was it after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go back to when the pawns were still on the board.
Okay, yeah, right here.
No, like before that, way before.
Oh wait, no, right here. Because what you're talking about is takes, knight takes f2, game's over, right?
Yeah, take on g2, take on f2.
Or just queen takes f2. It's probably.
Queen takes f2 also is game over. Yeah.
Even takes king e2 is probably game over.
Yeah.
I think
you got.
I don't know what
just,
e3 is here.
It just everything won. Yeah, but like you can't play e3 in that position though. Like
honestly.
you just can't. Just trade off your last pawn. I don't know. He's trying to be fancy at the end, maybe, but.
Black's best move right now would probably be passing.
He probably realized that like queen g3 check, king h1, knight f3. White
I think
has
yeah,
queen
he missed after knight f3, queen g2 is check.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Is it there? I feel like there should be a win in this position though. It's just the queen f2 stalemate idea is just too strong.
It is, yeah.
I mean, what happens after just king takes e3 here?
Queen f2 check.
No. In this position after king is on g1.
Oh. Queen e2 check.
Oh my god, get out.
And then queen f2.
Are you serious?
There's also queen h3 check drawing on this spot. Oh wait, queen h3 knight f3 check. That would have been really nice.
Okay, yeah, we missed queen e2. There's just no wins anymore, really?
Yeah, I guess not.
Alright. I want to go back to Tatev's game. I wonder
Okay.
what happened here. So, rook d7, bishop d6. That feels like entirely unnecessary.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Because, like, the bishop's strong where it is, you can...
I mean, yeah, maybe. I guess like DE5 is a threat, right? So you have to do something.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Yeah. I guess bishop d6 can't be too bad, but it's just the next move after e5. She missed the.
h3, yeah, it was a mistake.
Like king b8 maybe.
Yeah, I like king b8. Or, yeah, king b8 looks like. I mean, you just blunder this, and then it gets really messy. c6 is probably losing on the spot.
So what did you say? You said rook d5.
Yeah, rook
also?
d5. I realized rook d5, or just rook takes back on d5 is just losing.
Okay.
Actually, no, c6. Then you have c6. Wait, no, then queen a8 is winning on the spot.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. So c6, dc6.
This is just losing now.
There.
I think this is hopeless.
What happened? So okay, so queen e6, right?
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah, queen e6 happened. I still think that h3 pawn might save us somehow. So like queen a8, you have to go bishop b8, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Queen a8, bishop b8, cd7.
I
What
think
if
these
you-
are forcing moves. I don't see any alternatives.
Taking back on d7 doesn't help, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the mistake was an h3. The losing mistake. That's unfortunate. And yeah, she probably made it like it's hard to see new threats on the board after d5 because like it was taken up beforehand. And she took 3.3 seconds to make that move, so she clearly just wasn't considering that as a possibility.
Yeah, and queen d4, she should have played rook dh7. Although like h3, queen d4, right?
I'm sure. Yeah, there were a lot of good possibilities here for her that I'm sure like are really give her really good winning chances because the h3 pawn is so powerful. But pushing it immediately, she just missed the double attack, which happens to everybody, and it was just lethal in this situation. So. Drawn.
That's so bad. That's okay.
Wait, actually, I don't want to see what happened when we won the piece.
Yeah.
So this is before here.
Really.
So John is a really tricky player.
Yeah, honestly, we're lucky we didn't. I mean, like, we definitely could have lost the match if John lost. Like, he
Yeah.
should have.
John,
Every
like-
game just.
Drawing is kind of a fair score because he was honestly losing, and he did kind of.
No, we should have won this match. We were ahead of time, but
Yeah.
stuff happens.
So
I mean,
drawing
like,
is fair.
once earlier against, like, you kind of cancels out for this. Although, he got unlucky in both games, even. That's,
I mean, maybe it's nerves. I think he's gonna
Yeah.
like really pop off next week because he's just a really strong player. He's really good under time pressure. He can swindle people.
Yeah.
You know, like even winning games like this is just insane. I don't. He's really just playing off of nothing, and then he gets up a piece and has really good winning chances. But I mean, he missed a couple of tactics. And then,
Oh, that's how it happened.
Hmm?
Okay, were there any? Okay, whatever. So yeah, we saw it to here and everything. So again, just like Queen G2, Knight F2, or Queen takes F2.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there were a couple of different ways to win this position, and I mean, I'm sure he missed. Like first off, I think he missed Queen F1 as a possibility. Second
But
of all,
that-
I think.
That isn't too big of a miss, right?
Yeah, he can just go back, not a big deal. But like the thing is, there's no reason to go back if you think E3 is better and you didn't see Queen takes F2. If you like, because he also missed the fact that Queen G2 is check, I think.
Yeah.
Or he missed that after King, or he missed after King E3, White has Queen E2, and White has another drawing tactic with Queen F2 and this after the Queen's on G3, after King takes E3. He also probably missed Queen F2. I mean, like these are really, really hard things to see, especially when you have this kind of time pressure.
Mhm.
And it's just gonna happen all the time. So,
Right.
I mean, overall, he played this game really well because it was not looking great until he just honestly outplayed and won 2 pieces in a row, and then got this kind of a position where I mean, just a couple mistakes, he's gonna screw it up. So, it was well played by John. Alright, we're gonna see if we're gonna have anybody come on.
Come on, that's what I'm looking at too.
Yeah, that top tip game was pretty unfortunate. She was already 2-1. She was playing really well, especially for being our 4th board. She just didn't play like she was. So
Right.
I mean, you just miss one tactic, you lose a game, you're winning all game. That's just the reality of chess, everyone.
Yeah, Keaton says it might go on.
Keaton?
Keaton, yeah.
Alright, yeah, you can jump on anytime. If he wants to. So our general manager, Keaton Kira of San Diego Surfers, he might jump on, just give a few closing thoughts about our match today against Chengdu Pandas, who played very well, and we tied overall 8-8. There's a lot of crazy games this game. We might see a report coming out in the future days. And yeah, it was just a really fun match to cast. It was really chill. Our players played really well, and you know.
Yeah, stuff happens. It's okay. We have 2 draws so far. I think it's okay, because the first match we probably should have lost. Second match we should have won. It all evens out.
Yeah.
Hey guys!
Hey, Keaton.
Hey, Keaton.
Wow, what a match! That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to be a little disappointed, you know, when you go into the last round with a 7-5 lead. But hey, you know, we were playing a great team, and in the first match we were down 7-5, and we came back and drew. So I was just talking to Sam about that. All in all, I think we are where we deserve to be right now with our score. And anything can happen because, I mean, we have a really talented team. They have a really talented team. And we just combined for some unbelievable chess in that final round. Just such fighting chess.
Yeah. And yeah, at one point all of our positions all looked so good, and like John was coming back. But you know.
Yeah. No, John's comeback was amazing. After he found that knight b2,
when he played knight b2, I said, oh, he can check and play knight b6, and he stops the pawn, but I didn't know what was going on. And then I realized he could go for that mating net with king c3. And I thought, that's it, that's the game. But yeah, what a crazy game. Of course, he was losing the entire game and then found a miracle, and then it looked like he was going to win, but then white found the miracle.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was insane. And like, yeah, it's just so hard. At one point, I was looking at the clocks, and it was just like everyone was just under a minute.
Yeah, it really came down to it. I was looking to update players on the score, but they were all still playing when they were under 10 seconds. So just had to see what was going to happen. I was really impressed with the class of Chengdu's top 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Those were some really strong players.
Mm-hmm.
And they were consistent the whole match.
Oh, Tatev did beat Wang Yu.
Oh, amazing game.
Yeah. Great play.
Oh, she had an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
Now, I agreed with you guys. I saw out of the corner of my eye that rook takes c5 idea, and I said I don't see why it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It might have worked, but
it's like takes like bishop takes f2 at the end.
Yeah, it seemed to work, but yeah, hard to find that in a rapid game. I think it's easier when you're not the one playing. You can kind of lay back and survey the board.
All this pressure on us, yeah.
This was an unbelievably intense match.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah.
But it's great, This is what really battle tests us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just how it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're not going to be winning matches 14-2 this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Half those points were lost by me. That was got 2 rounds.
Oh, well, I got 1 out of 2 also. So.
Oh. All right, I wasn't all bad.
But yeah, who do we have next week?
Seattle.
Oh, Josh, Craig, you're playing, right?
Well, let's not spoil our lineup. Let's wait and see what they do.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, what a match against Seattle. Nakamura is probably going to be in there. He has been most part so far.
That'll be fun.
We're playing Seattle?
Yeah, we play Seattle on Wednesday.
Oh, that's going to be fun, yeah.
We're going to have a lot of chess coming up because we've got our next match on Wednesday. Then we have the Super Saturday, 3 days later.
Yeah.
And then we have a match the Wednesday, 4 days later. So it's going to be a lot of Pro Chess League.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I mean, we have a great team. We're gonna dominate. We're gonna get 3 our next 3 games, I think.
We have a great team and we have great commentators. You guys were amazing all night.
Thank you.
You guys really did a great job.
Yeah, I think it's like more relaxing with only 2 people because.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I like the feel of it better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We're like talking over each other.
I also like the 4 boards a lot because then you guys could talk about whatever game you wanted to, and people could always watch pay attention to all the games.
Right, and if someone's just focused on one game, they can just ignore us and focus on that game that they want to see.
Exactly.
I guess maybe tuning into us in the background.
Yeah. No, this was an unbelievable match. I mean, if John's game had gone according to script and White had, won with the extra piece, we would have lost this match.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing in these matches, they're drawn. It's so easy to look back and say, oh, this half point here or there. But at the end of the day, the whole match consists of all these opportunities, and the outcome just is what it is.
Right, because they definitely could have scraped half points here and there too. Like Wang Yu declined the draw to go for the win, and that's how Tatev won her game. So
right,
everywhere. Yeah.
It's so hard to know, in the first 3 rounds, how a result's going to come back to impact the match.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's just completely going to change the way you play the last round too. So.
Yeah, in the last round, at least you have your information, So I think anytime a team's trailing by 2 games, they know that they have to, go
Yeah,
into
go for
aggressive
it, yeah.
mode. And I think that really helped us last week because Sam pulled out a really aggressive opening against Gorowitz, and it worked. So
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, it definitely did help.
All right, so all in all, it was a really great match, and we really enjoy having viewers and chat interaction. And thank you to our sponsor, Herges Capital Management. If you need any kind of financial advising, talk to Herges Capital. They're a great program. They support chess, which is really just a great venture in general. And thank you for watching.
yep, you're the man, Udo. Hey, thanks so much, guys. Amazing job.
Absolutely,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you
All right,
guys.
see you guys next time.